What's going on, everybody? It is your boy here, Controversy. And today, guys, I welcome you to the new official season of the Underdogs, Season 2. It's been a long time coming, man. I know that a lot of people have been waiting for the show to return. And I just want to let you know that we are officially back. So if you want to hop in the next episode, just let me know. Hit me up with a DM, and I will make sure to hook you up. But basically, today I'm going to kick off the new season by interviewing Jamaican rapper Icy Kash. And yeah, hope you enjoy. All right, guys, so here I am with the man himself, the myth, the legend, Icy Kash. Welcome to the show, bro. It's nice to have you. Honestly, guys, like this is long overdue. I was planning to do this like last Sunday, but I had some technical issues. But I'm just glad that I finally got to work things out, and I'm now here talking to the man himself. So, how you been, bro?
Yes, sir. I've been good, bro. I've been good. I just been chilling as usual. That's my thing. How have you been, bro?
Well, I've been good, man. Just been going to work.
Mhm.
I'm working on some music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been trying to, just balance it. Like the whole work and relaxation schedule. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
totally understand.
Yeah, but once again, bro, it's nice to have you on the show, man. It's always an honor, to get new guys in, to interview new people. Because
Yeah.
I always like to like give the guests the platform, like to talk about,
Yeah, yeah.
their story, what intrigues them, what
Sir.
motivates them. So to start it off, um, as far as the music goes, are you working on anything big right now?
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of like working on my follow-up EP, right? So earlier this year, I dropped Please Don't Overthink This Volume 1. That was like a 6-track EP. Shout out to everyone who
Yeah.
worked on that with me. I'm thinking of doing like a follow-up to that. I'm not sure. It might be 6 tracks again, or I might turn it into an album, and make
Ooh.
it like maybe 10 to 12. So that's really the motive right now. But I'm still kind of like stuck in writer's block. So
Oh, damn.
it's pretty hard coming up with stuff for that.
Damn, that's kind of crazy.
Plus I yeah.
Sorry. You can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned writer's block. I don't know if you've heard, but one of our fellow community members, if anything, one of the most influential people. Well, I mean, as far as like the YouTube scene goes, he's one of the most influential people beside me. Biambi. I don't know if you heard, but he actually quit rap because of that. And I was like, oh shit, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, definitely. Because like he's been busy with school and all of
Mm.
that. I was hoping he would come back with
Oh,
some
definitely.
more tracks,
Yeah.
some more reviews or something.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of unfortunate. I mean, the dude was, talented. Definitely one of the more bigger names in our community. Besides me. Like it's like if people weren't going to me for reviews or reactions, they were going to him. He's the one who
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
it like I would say more consistent than I did.
definitely,
I definitely
definitely.
was like more big on reactions, and I'm definitely trying to do those a lot more. But I think like I'm just like right now more. I want to drop more music, because it's like I feel like and I have this bad habit of like dropping a song or like a project and then like taking a break for like 2 months and not which I
Yeah,
feel like as an artist you got to keep it consistent. Maybe drop not like a song every day, but just like once a
mhm,
week, 2 week, once every 2 weeks. Like, I don't know, just like to keep your
yeah,
name out there. You
yeah.
know.
I mean, for everyone, it's different. From
Mm.
what I hear, like for example, Russ. I don't know if it's true, but I
Oh,
hear that he
Russ.
drops a song like every 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
maybe that's his schedule. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think like for me personally, like a song every 2 months is fine, or
Yeah.
maybe a song every month if you can. But everyone's different. He's really like, for example, take Slick of the Ice, for
Bro, that
example.
man is insane.
That
Damn,
man, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
crazy.
like that especially right now, he's been putting out a lot
Yeah,
of tracks,
definitely.
you know what I'm saying? So to each his own, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but and I think that's great. I feel like he does a good job on that. I personally haven't really. I think I heard one or two songs that he dropped, but I haven't really been keeping. Like, I don't really keep track of the community like that anymore as much as I used
Mhm.
to, just because like work,
Yeah,
me doing my own thing. I'm trying to get this show started back up again, just trying to like balance the
yeah,
content between YouTube and music. I'm not just trying to do more than one thing. I'm trying to keep like a balance so then people see that, oh, okay,
yeah,
so people just don't know you for like doing one thing, okay? So they can be
right.
like, oh, so you still do the YouTube thing. All right, that's cool. Yeah, but definitely. So, I asked you this already, but sadly the last sort of
Yeah.
interview that was supposed to be an interview did not work out. But
Yeah.
what is your top 10 rappers of all time?
Okay. I guess this time I'll add like a little extra, like my
Oh,
favorite record from the artist,
okay, that's
right?
good. That's good.
So I was mentioning, like how Epic did his top 10. He has
Mm,
them kind of separated in like different categories. So for me, we have like the legend category, which I don't really rank. So like artists like Nas, Wu-Tang, Biggie, those artists that go into the legends category. I don't really rank them. I listen to them. I like
mm,
them, but I don't rank them, especially because, a lot of the times when people are giving their top fives, Pac and Biggie are usually one and two, which
yes,
is fine,
it
not a
is.
problem. But that just wasn't me.
Yeah.
I kind of listen to those artists like afterwards, yeah, or at least heavily or more in depth. So let's start with the actual top 10 list. Well, it's really top nine, right? So at number nine we got Vince Staples. Favorite record from him is Summertime '06.
Yeah.
That's the one I got introduced to by my bros. Really like that record. He also has another one called Big Fish Theory, which is pretty cool. Has some weird kind of sounds on it, but Summertime '06 is the one for me. At number eight, we got Tyler the Creator, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty talented dude. I think my favorite project would be Flower Boy, right? He has so many good ones, but I think Flower Boy is my favorite.
Mm,
I just like I just like the overall aesthetic for me, like especially the sound. It sounds like he, kind of dipped his hand into a bag and just took up like sounds that were pretty similar.
mm.
So the whole album just has like this fluid feel. Yeah. Number seven, I think I had Freddie Gibbs,
I
right? Freddie
remember.
Gibbs. Yeah.
Song was like
Freddie
a week
Gibbs.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty dope rapper. Love the cocaine raps and
Yeah.
all of that. At least
Yeah.
I like his cocaine raps. Favorite Freddie project would be, I think it would be Bandana, right? He
Oh,
has a lot. He has a lot, but I just really like that one, especially, right? Uh that's number seven. Number six, we got Joey Badass.
oh
hmm
yeah. He's
So
he's been dropping like
yeah,
crazy.
pretty. I think he dropped a project. I'm not sure. Pretty dope dude. As we were saying, kind of brings that '90s feel, but in the
Exactly.
modern era. Pretty dope dude. First album I heard from him was Before the Money, but I'm not really sure what my favorite album is. It's either that or All American Badass. Two amazing albums. So it could be either one personally. For number five, I got J. Cole. Is it J.
Yeah.
Cole? Yeah, it's J. Cole. It's J. Cole.
Yes.
It's pretty tough to choose an album from J. Cole, but I
Really?
think the one that yeah,
Oh.
yeah, like
I mean,
as a favorite.
yeah. I mean, I
The one
feel
that's
like that was sorry, bro.
no, no, no.
I
All I was gonna say is that the one that stands out to me the most is probably 2014
of
Forest
course,
Hills
yeah. I
Drive.
mean, it's like that's
Yeah,
everybody's favorite
yeah,
album. I mean, I feel like that's like
yeah.
redundant. I can see why. That's definitely a phenomenal record. But I feel like a lot of people don't give praise to that's that For Your Eyes Only. I feel like a lot of people are
No, no, I,
sleeping
I
on
love
that
that.
one because that is like
I,
it's just I love like the depth of it. I love the stories he tells. For Your Eyes Only, that song is forever a classic in my eyes. Well, at least in my
Yeah,
ears. But yeah, I mean, I feel like nobody ever gives praise to that record because it really is a great album. I
it
mean,
definitely is a great record.
yeah.
It's just like for me, sometimes it's the album that I got introduced to the
Oh yeah.
artist that sticks with me. Say the same thing for like Vince Staples, for example. So it tends to happen, you know. The album that you get introduced to one you kind of connect with.
Hmm.
But Cole has a lot of good records, you know. Even the last
Definitely.
one, off season, pretty good
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
you know.
Really great record.
So so for number four, I got Lupe Fiasco, right? Still haven't heard his new album, but
Oh
I
man,
will.
bro, you're
I
missing
will.
out. It's good.
I
Love
will
that
in
album.
time. But my favorite is Tetsuo and Youth. Pretty good album.
That's
It's
interesting.
pretty. It's kind of a long album,
It
but
is.
it really has some dope stuff on it. Especially like that track called Mural. Like it's 8 minutes, like bars,
Pause for
crazy
applause and
stuff,
stop for what was never here. Born to death, born to
crazy.
die. Bro, I love those lines. Like I don't know why. Those
I loved
lyrics
it.
right there just hit me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember. He had this awesome line. Yeah, he has so many lines,
Yeah,
man.
man,
Like
it's
one
yeah,
of them,
it's
he was
great.
talking about something about I don't even know. I don't know, but the whole sentiment of the line is that how some of these rappers they be talking nonsense, but they're still making money. I don't remember. It's something about like watching the wrist, but it racks up fat stacks. I don't remember. I just
Man,
remember.
yeah, there's a lot of
It's been a
songs.
while. Yeah. But that was Lupe at number four. Number three, I think I have Kanye.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I love this guy's artistry. He's really like I've never heard a Kanye album with bad production, right? So he always nails that down. I don't think a lot of people remember Kanye for his lyrics. Sometimes he can say some very interesting things, but
Yeah.
I just like how much he curates the albums. He puts them together. Like he always just knows what to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's always a new experience from album to album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pretty much. Favorite Kanye album would have to be My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I mean, that's one of his most popular albums,
No, definitely.
but I just really like that one. I just really like what he did on that one. Number two, I think I'm at number two. I have Kendrick Lamar. You know, Kung Fu Kenny. Yeah.
Yes. K Dot.
Um.
Yeah.
K. Dot. Yes, sir. Favorite Kendrick album is actually To Pimp a Butterfly.
Of course,
Once
man.
again,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
great fucking album. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people's. Well, to me, I think that's the best album
Oh yeah, no doubt,
he
no
has
doubt.
made, and probably the best hip hop album ever. My opinion, still, but
Yeah.
you can disagree, whatever. I just think like that album is really great. I love the sounds. Some
Yes.
people might think that Good Kid is a better album.
It's great. It's a
Fine,
great
I can
album,
see
but like
why. Great album, but T-Pab is really where it's at for me. You know. And number one, I have Earl Sweatshirt, right? So favorite Earl album. I don't like shit. I don't go outside.
mm,
Really love that album. I don't know. I just listen. I listened to it a lot in high school, and I don't know. I just really love the dark tone of the album. I really love it. And Earl's a wordsmith, so
oh yeah,
he's always be saying some crazy stuff or
definitely.
some nice internal rhymes or whatever. So yeah, and that's my main list, right? My main list.
Mm.
The artist that I'm actually being influenced by in a sense, right? So I mentioned like back in the day, the first two artists that I started listening to were Lil Wayne and Meek Mill, right? I just they were the first two artists that I started listening to. So they did influence like my earlier style a lot. Nowadays I'm listening to these rappers from the Chicago scene or tied to the Chicago scene. So Saba, No Name, Mick Jenkins,
Mm.
Smino, all those Sminos from St. Lou, tied to Chicago, and that producer, Monty Booker,
Oh
Smino's
yeah.
producer. Yeah, yeah, definitely love his work as well. So if I was to give like the name of my favorite albums for these guys, so we can start with Smino. Favorite album would probably have to be Black Swan. I don't know if you've ever heard that album, but I think it's pretty good. I love it. Um, for Saba, it will be Care for Me. The album
Oh
dropped, I
yeah.
think, 2018, and it kind of made
Yeah.
a splash in a sense. Got a lot of high reviews and was critically acclaimed. For No Name, I'm not really sure because she has like about two projects out right now. Telephone and I think Room 2023 or Room 25, something like that. I think yeah, but that album, I'd probably go with hmm, Telephone probably as my favorite No Name project. And for Mick Jenkins, I'm not even sure, honestly. Still not sure on that. But yeah, that's my list really.
That's phenomenal, bro. Yeah, that's great. I mean, at least you didn't have like, names that were pretty redundant, like that would easily make the list, like Eminem or, Pac or Big. Because I feel like a lot of people, which is not a bad thing that they do this, but a lot of people just, like you put the greats in your top, like those guys, you put them right away in the top 10, which is not bad. I mean, I got those guys in my top
Hmm.
10. Um, but there's really just a lot of names out there that definitely deserve credit that don't get it, that don't get
Yeah.
credit. So yeah, I think that's great. You know, um,
Yeah.
for me, my top 10, if I can remember it, I can't always remember. Like I can remember like the top of it, but once I get to the bottom, like wait a minute. Number one, I got obviously Tupac. Just because he was very. I have him at number one because, if anything, he kind of inspired me to start rapping. He,
Hmm.
as far as like the emotion and passion he conveyed in his music, that's what really motivated me to like make music like that. Sprinkle in a little bit of emotion with, very great stories of, well, not from well his perspective, because I didn't grow up in his background, but really just
Right.
from my background. Then number two, I got Eminem, obviously, the man, that dude. I have him up. Obviously, I have him up there for his lyrical ability, his
Yeah.
delivery, his bars, his craft, and really that dude, really a key figure in my development as a rapper from like 2019, 2020. That's like when I was literally mimicking this man, trying to make the most lyrical of songs. Nowadays,
Yeah.
not so much because my music taste is just kind of evolved over time that I'm like I don't really feel the
Yeah.
need to listen to these aggressive raps anymore because I feel like
Right.
I'm in my own place right now where I think I've found my voice, found where I'm at in this music stuff. Um yeah, number 3 I have Biggie
Hmm.
because I've always loved his delivery, his bars, his flow. Number 4 I have Jay-Z, obviously Hove.
Okay.
Love
Yeah.
those slick raps, his vivid storytelling. Dead Presidents, possibly my favorite song of all time from him.
Okay.
Um, Nas, wait,
Yes, sir.
yeah, Nas I have him in number 5. A lot of people say that Nas is better than Jay Z. I feel like that's always been up for debate. Ever since they had like their beef, that
Okay.
definitely is up for debate. Personally, for me, I think that Jay Z is better than Nas, mostly just because
Hmm.
Jay Z has this delivery and flow that just kind of bellows. It like just kind of is a lot more potent, more powerful than Nas. But that's not to discredit Nas. Obviously, he's a
Okay.
great storyteller. I mean, if anything, I was inspired by this dude. My last EP, I was inspired by
Yeah.
Nas as far
Yeah.
as the writing goes and the vivid storytelling.
Yeah. I can totally respect that personally. And then again, it just comes down to what you listen to.
Yeah,
Because I
exactly.
listen way much more Nas than Jay Z.
Oh,
So for me, I'm definitely gonna pick Nas. You know what I'm saying?
obviously,
But
yeah, that's
of course,
good.
as you said, that's always gonna be up to debate.
Oh
You know.
yeah,
And, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like Eminem against Jay Z. Like shit, that's up for debate as well. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, but Nas number 5. Oh yeah, number 6 I think is Big L. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah, Big L.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Punchline. No, he's not the. I forgot. Like people called him this king. They had like like Big Pun is the no, Lloyd Banks is the Punchline King, but I forgot what they called Big L. They had like a specific name for him as far as rap goes. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I like Big L because he reminds me of like the Black Slim Shady. Like I don't know, he always had these dark, aggressive, grimy raps. That like really unique underground sound that just went hard.
Yeah.
And I always, say this. I always think it's like a shame that he had to, pass away so soon. The dude really had it going for him. I just feel like it was a really misfortunate event, especially. I mean, he got killed by his own best friend. I think that's just really sad and just
Tragic.
terrible. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, if I feel like if he was still alive, I mean, Big L and Eminem, they would make great music together. That would be legendary. Number seven, number seven. I think I have a Andre 3000
Okay. Yes,
because
sir.
I love that
Yeah,
man. Um, yeah, I mean, he's got this flow. He's this great rapping voice
definitely.
that is like highly reminiscent of Kendrick Lamar. They're always comparing these guys because they use a bunch of different voices. They always play around with their voice. Either it's like super high pitched and crazy all over the place, or it's something like moody, kind of like a chill, laid back storytelling type of flow. But yeah, I mean, I love
Yeah.
that man because, and that's like, he reminds me a lot of Kendrick. It's kind of like one reason why I like them both because they know how to use their voice to their advantage. They don't just focus mainly on the lyrical part of rap or the storytelling aspect. They kind of know how to play with their voice and utilize it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
150,000. Number eight. Yeah, number eight is Ice Cube. You know,
Okay.
Cube. I'm trying to think of why I put him there. Yeah, I put him on my list because I always respected and like the fact that he came out with these very socially conscious type of albums when he first started out,
Right.
like after leaving NWA and doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that because that's kind of why I got into rap in the first place. I think I got intrigued by these guys that had really great stories and messages in their music that I kind of wanted, I thought it would be cool to do that.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, I mean number 8, number 9 I have Kendrick, obviously. I
Yeah.
like to put the goats, the pioneers up and
First.
kind of
Okay.
leave the
Yeah.
the new guys in the bottom. Not to say that, they're not good, but they're just not like, like you got to give, the goats their flowers while they're still here, I
Okay.
feel like. Yeah, Kendrick, I mean, a man, probably a dude that I started kind of drifting into as far as like me being inspired by him, his flow, his
Yeah.
voice. I mean, in Trials and Tribulations, I found myself mimicking Kendrick and Cole back to back.
Yeah.
So, because I've always loved their voice, their flow, what they had to say. Number 10, I have J. Cole, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that thinks that Kendrick is better than Cole, but other people may feel
Yeah.
like Cole's better than Kendrick, but I think,
I agree with you.
yeah. But yeah, Cole is great. It's not to discredit the man. He's a
Yeah.
genius,
Not in there. Yeah.
great storyteller. I've been inspired by him countless of times. But I'm more of a Kendrick stan. I've always been. And J. Cole's discography, I mean, it's great, great albums, but I feel like Kendrick has a better discography.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
critically acclaimed albums, more cohesiveness, a more potent delivery. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's, and you can disagree with that. It's some people think that J. Cole's better than Kendrick,
Uh,
which, it's fine. It's always up
yeah.
for debate, I feel like. Yeah, bro. I mean, so do you feel like, so you mentioned that you get writer's block. Is there like anything that you do to overcome that, or it just kind of stays there?
I don't even know because here's the thing. Like I always try to make music, right? So for example, I tend to make a lot of my beats as well for my projects. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Like sometimes I'll have writer's block, but I won't have beat block. So I'll sit
Oh,
down and I'll try to make something and it might turn out pretty good. Other times I'll have beat block, but not writer's block. Sometimes I'll have both, but I don't know. I don't like. Here's the thing. I don't like to wait around, right? Because I'm a strict believer of creating your own inspiration. So I actively try to make music, right?
mm.
It's just that for my own things, it's really just the mind. It's really just a mind thing,
Oh
man.
yeah.
I'm too. I don't. I guess I can say I'm too hard on
You
myself,
over you
but I
overthink
just,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
overthink it.
Yeah, me too.
I really want to make the best music that I
Oh
can.
yeah.
Cause trust me,
I feel you.
like way back before now, like bro, I used to make some songs and I thought I was good. I thought I was the shit.
Yeah, me too.
But bro, let me tell you, bro, I was not the shit. I
Yeah.
was not. So I've gotten to a point where I'm like, yo, I don't want to ever make another trash song again. And I know, like, we are gonna, you, I mean, yeah, we are gonna make some bad songs, some good songs, but I just don't want to be doing it like doing it and thinking like, yo, this is great. That's something I'm scared of. I notice a lot like an ego problem with artists in general. Like, and this is not, I'm not calling out anyone or knocking anyone in any way, but at times we do feel like, we're doing better than we actually
Oh
are.
yeah.
And that ego stunts our growth because we feel like, oh, we can't get, we're so good, right? Which isn't a good thing. We can always grow, we can always learn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just a big critic of myself, and that holds back the music sometimes. Because maybe I might have a really good song in the vault right now, but I don't like the lyrics, and and it's weird because I keep like hanging out on this duality where I try to work hard, like I put in a lot of effort, but at the same time I don't really want to change things. So maybe a song I have, I don't like the verse or something. I don't think I'm gonna write that verse over. I'm just gonna make a new song, right? I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Like I feel like some of my songs are beyond saving, even though they can technically still be saved. It's really a mind thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah, man, the whole music thing is I feel like as you grow and get better, you kind of have this habit, well for me at least, I have this habit of spending more time on music and just songwriting and the production of music than usual, you know,
Hmm.
because I remember back then, I mean, when I was first starting out, 2019 through 2020, I would do songs just like one take or two takes, and I'd be like, all right, that's it. It's good. But I feel like as you kind of evolve and grow through time, you really have the tendency to want to make the best type of music. And well, for me, I spend a lot of fucking time with this.
Yeah.
Um, as far as making music, because I want it to be the best I can be. Because I know that I'm at a point right now where it's like I'm not I mean, I'm not that bad, but I'm not that good. I'm decent. I can make decent music, and I know I can, which is it's kind of like why you spend so much time with it, perfecting it. And let's say that you're not satisfied with the lyrics, but you're satisfied with the flow, But you're not satisfied with the flow, but you like the lyrics. Like there's always gonna be something that bothers you. At least for me,
Hmm.
there's always something. It takes me a long. I don't know if this happens to you, but it takes me a super long time to be satisfied with my work.
True. Honestly, bro, I can totally agree. Because for me, one thing that I tend to do is that, okay, some guys like they'll make a song and they'll just put it out like the same day or the next day, which I totally respect,
Yeah, that's good, but
and I'm amazed that you have so much confidence in yourself like that. But for me, I'll make a song and I'll sit on it at least a month. It's very rare
damn.
that a song I'll create it and then like you'll see it in like a very short amount of time. The only exception to that I think is my song called, I think it was Simple. I made it in July and it dropped in July.
It's
But
easy.
no other, I don't have any other song like that. I have to sit on it for a month to actually make sure that I like the song
Mm,
before I put it out. You see? So yeah.
of course, yeah. And I feel like there's definitely a higher expectation as far as making like music that you believe that is more serious, is a lot more like has a more important message to it. You're gonna take probably a significant amount of time on that type of song than a let's say a song that's meant more for like like for the radio or is a lot more simple just
Yeah.
a really catchy hook and just a few little lyrics here and there like yeah some type of well it really depends on what you're talking about. Some songs probably have might have a lot more priority than others,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, but yeah, I mean, let me see. I'm trying to think of what else to ask you. So, as far as music, how did you get into rap? How did you come about that?
Okay, well, that's a good question. Okay, so what really happened, right? It was just back in the day, like this really all started when I was 12. So I don't know, 12 is just that age where things just happen, right? You start experimenting, you
Yeah.
start trying different things, right? But I think around 11, like my auntie, she gave me a laptop, right? And I don't know, one day I was just in the street, man. I heard like a beat. The beat was just so fire, and I'm like, wow, how did they make that? So I started spending a lot of time going to the internet cafe because I didn't have like internet at home. I still don't have internet at like my old home. So I'd go to the library, internet cafes, just researching on like software to make beats. So I eventually found one, right? And then I was like, okay, maybe I should start writing to those. So I'm from Jamaica. So originally I didn't even start doing rap, right? We have dancehall here, that's like the
Oh yeah.
local genre, right? So I originally started writing that. Because when I went to high school, I met one of my bros, and he was like, "Yo, check out this rap I wrote." And yeah, and I was like, "Wow, this is so dope." So I made a beat for him, and we recorded it like at school. It was on outside under the tree. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the studio. So that's where it all started. And like the song, at least, I mean, to be honest, the song was trash. But at the time, I was like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever. Like I helped to create this piece of art. So I was like, wow, I really like this rap shit. Let me start writing.
Mhm.
And then I started listening to rappers and started trying to understand what they were saying. Because I mean, I'm at the time I was exposed to rap, but I wasn't really like listening to rap.
Yeah.
So when I started like reading lyrics on Genius and stuff, I started trying to understand like the wordplay. And not be, as of course, being someone not from the state, there's certain like cultural differences and disconnects. You're gonna have to start to fill in, start to realize and start learning stuff. And I just kept doing that, over time, and until I'm like here.
Oh wow. Damn, it's crazy. So, do
Yeah.
you, do you ever like remember what the name of your first song was, or what you talked about?
Yeah, yeah. Like, well, for rap, the name of my first rap, I think it was called "Eyes on the Prize," and
Nice.
it's gonna be like some generic rap song about going for your goals. I
Yeah.
got my eyes on the prize. I'm doing what I need to do, and but like, I know there's a lot of songs like that, but think like super generic with a super whack beat.
Oh, oh man.
so so yeah, he was like really bad, man. Like how when rappers just start out like have problems with the timing. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
so the beat was like way ahead of the verse.
Oh
It
man.
was pretty bad,
I
man.
had
It was
problems with
pretty
that
pretty
too.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah,
you
but
recorded with, but man, I remember I started recording with my phone.
same,
Yeah, it was
same.
terrible.
Matter of fact, it wasn't even my phone. Like um I had a Windows 7, so it was like Windows had a sound recorder.
Oh yeah.
And I know like the mics like laptops have now, it's not that great, but it's definitely better than what they had back then.
Mm.
So it was some distorted distorted
Oh,
recording, just sounding all crappy, noise in the
oh
back
man.
and all of that. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
Damn. Do you still have that
Yeah.
song, or is it gone
Nah,
forever?
it's just been lost to
It's been
time.
lost in
And
time,
I'm
man.
sad. I'm sad.
Damn. Do you ever like keep
Cause
any of Oh, sorry, bro.
no, 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 go ahead, go
All right.
ahead, go ahead.
Do you ever keep your old songs? Because I mean, I don't know. I've done it. I definitely have a couple of old songs that are on YouTube and they're on my files. Did you ever keep your old stuff?
Yes,
Oh, really?
100%.
Oh man, it's crazy.
100%.
It's crazy.
Um, whatever I can keep, I keep, and if I can't keep it, I know where to get it. So I still have a couple songs on YouTube like from 2015, really really bad stuff, but I don't know. I could take them down. I could hide them, whatever. It doesn't matter. But sometimes I do listen to them.
Yeah.
Not not necessarily trying to like criticize them, but sometimes I'm just in a good mood and I listen to them and say,
Yeah, for
hey,
old time's
two
sake.
things. Yeah, two, yeah. Well, really three things for old time's sake. Because trust me, I believe the Icy Cash back then was way much more creative than the Icy Cash now. Sad to
No,
say.
really.
The second reason was that sometimes you had some ideas were actually ahead of your time. So on some of the songs I was listening, like some of the beats, like I'm like, wow, I made this, and I was like just like 14, 15 or something, 16. I'm like, wow, I made that. It's pretty cool. May and I think the last reason is like sometimes it's good to just see where you're coming from.
Oh yeah.
So I'll listen to a whole song, I'm laughing, wow, I really said that and thought it was cool. I'd never say that now. Or like, wow, I used to like those type of beats. I'd never rap on that now. So it's a good sometimes it's good to look back and say, wow, I actually improved, I actually got better. I actually grew as an artist. Sometimes I just chill to listen, man. I really should like take some of the old content and update them because
Mm.
again, like some of the ideas were ahead of their time, but I'm just too lazy. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll just hear like a song and I'll think, look, I need to update this style, which I kind of want to do. I have in my head like an idea for a mixtape or something,
Oh man.
following up to one of my old mixtapes. Is like
Oh
the old style, but just reinvented and updated. But I'm still thinking on that.
man, interesting you mentioned a follow up. And that's really like what the beginning was to me. Because I don't know if you've heard my first two EPs. It was like 2 years
Yeah.
ago. Oh, you
Well,
have? Fuck.
well, I've heard.
Oh man.
Wait. I've heard bars over bling.
Oh no.
There's another one. Was it a 7 track project like
Yeah, it
that
was a
before
realism.
Ricardo Bravo?
Oof.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
that
I
was
heard that too.
garbage. Oh man. Yeah. And like that's why I really wanted to make the beginning as sharp and as just knock it off the park as just amazing as possible because I definitely wanted to top those two EPs because those EPs were disgusting. I mean, I definitely go back, and listen to them, because like you said, I feel like it's very important to look at your old stuff and just kind of compare it to your new stuff so you can see the growth.
Right.
It's very satisfying to see that. You also mentioned that you need to like, change your style, that maybe you're not as creative now as you were back then. Cause I mean, I've listened to your music. I don't know if I don't want to sound like off or completely wrong when I say this, but would you say that your music right now is more oriented towards romance, love, relationships? I don't know if I'm wrong.
I wouldn't say that. Here's the
No?
thing.
Yeah.
It's probably less. Cause
Less.
here's the thing. Back in the days, I used to write a lot of I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah,
We know
bro.
this.
Yeah.
There's that girl at school you
Every
like,
rapper
but
has
she
that.
ain't. Yeah, you know it. And like as artists, boy, we don't make one song about that topic. We got like 10 songs like for just that one girl. So
Yeah.
that definitely happened to me, bro. So I definitely made more love songs back
Oh,
then than now. Um I don't know, like I guess now I kind of have been writing a bit more of those, but
it's more
I don't know.
different.
I guess perspectives shift a bit. One thing I always valued like in rap music is telling stories. So one of the main things that I always tried to do was to have a balance between relatableness and like
Mm.
just like what you call that, accessibility, so like
Oh yeah.
mainstreamness, catchiness
Yep.
in a sense. So I want you to be able to hear my music, relate to it, but at the same time have it stuck in your head, right? So which is
It's
why I'm a
good.
big fan of like trying to do the melody on the hook
Mm.
and then the verse just rap, like pack the verse with substance and keep the hook catchy. I mean, I guess that's really what it's supposed to do, but I'm a big fan of that. So as for my style now, I mean, I can't really say it's more romance oriented. I can only think about maybe For Real as a
That's a
romance
good.
song.
Yeah.
I think they're
It's a good song.
definitely lacking in my category. At least the songs that are uploaded now. Back then I definitely had more. But it's not something that I'm afraid to explore
Hmm.
actually. I feel like I have been writing more of those songs. It's just up to time for them to appear on the internet, and yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, man. As far as the love music, I don't really have that much. I have I don't know if you've heard like 2 years ago or it was like around the pandemic in the fall. I wrote have you listened to Katya, True Friend?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have, I have.
that was one of those. Yeah, I mean people liked it, but I mean, yeah, that one. And I also have where I talk about heartbreak and trials and tribulations out of that one song. Personally, for me, I try not to make love music, mostly because I just feel like there's more things to talk about in this world. I mean, as for me, I
Okay.
feel like I'm always like when I'm not making music, let's say I'm at work, you know, or I'm with the family and I'm not, socializing with anybody, I'm just chilling, kind of like letting time, pass by. Like I'm out here just thinking of song ideas. Like
Yeah.
so as far as the love music, yeah, I mean, it's great to do it once in a while, but I try to stay away from it because I just feel like there's more to this world than just love. Love is very important, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
but you got to be more creative than that. I feel like there's just more to this world to talk about. I don't
I
know.
understand. Well, I mean, like, there's different layers to love. So
Yeah.
maybe if you don't want to talk like a romantic interest, you also have self love. You also
Oh,
have
okay, yeah,
family love. You
that's
also
true.
have brotherhood. I don't remember. I was reading like an article. Like the Greeks believed in seven types of love. I don't know if you've ever
Ooh.
heard the term of like agape love or something like that.
Mhm.
So you can probably just read up on that. They had this like this what's the word, philosophy, I guess,
Oh yeah.
of different types of love. So if you think like maybe you've written too many love songs about you and a girl, you can try writing about a different type of love.
Hmm.
Just a suggestion, but
Yeah, it's good.
just an idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. Because I never thought of that. um, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so as far as what you talk about in your music, like, have you ever, I don't know, have you ever like maybe reached a point, I guess, in your musical journey where you felt the need to talk about maybe like your own life, like your personal life, about peers, friends, or maybe just get inspirational? Have you ever like felt like that before, or?
Here's the funny thing, right? I generally say that that's the type of the stuff that I want to write about, right?
Mm.
So write about my life. I do try to do that because again, back to what I said, I'm striving to find this balance between catchiness and relatableness,
Oh yeah.
right? I feel like I do it more in words, as in like in my head than in actual practice. But I find that I've been doing that a lot more recently. Again, the songs just haven't really come out yet, or maybe the verses haven't actually turned into actual songs. But I find that writing about like a specific experience and just trying to like split up the verses about maybe one part and then another verse about another section. I find like I've been doing that a lot. Personally, I really I don't want to say I don't have anything else to rap about because I think I'm technically proficient enough to write stories from another perspective, which I have done, but I prefer to just talk about me, things that I've been through. I'm not like for example, I'm not a socially, let's say I'm not really into like social commentary either or
Oh,
a socially aware rapper. So I would not be making like politically charged tracks. Maybe I
yeah.
could. I mean, in my country, a bunch of like rubbish just be happening, bro. So I definitely could talk about stuff, right? If I wanted to, or if I was asked to feature on a track like that, I could definitely do it because it's a part of my experience as well. But I just try to focus on things that I've been through, so that when someone listens to the Icy Cash song, it's like, oh, I can connect with this. This sounds like something I've been through. And that's really my main aim. I also like to have the occasional, well, we call them bangers, but
Oh
the
yeah.
try the tracks that are like trying to like hype up your confidence. So you listen to that song, you feel like, yeah, you're the man right now. I also like to make those songs a lot. Definitely. I mean, what do I see myself as a confident person? Half and half, but
Yeah.
like I think it's good to have confidence, you know, and sometimes the music can just instill that within you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you mentioned, politically charged raps. Have you heard of Tom McDonald?
Yes, I
Yeah, he
have.
does that stuff. And they're always criticizing him for it. I don't really pay attention to him.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't really pay attention to him
so I don't
either.
know what's
I
going
don't
on.
really think he makes good music either. Not trying to discredit like the let's say the sector of rap that's trying to attack like certain racial issues,
Mm,
because I really feel like there's certain sides of racism that aren't really explored as much, certain sides that it's weird that people just think it's okay but it's not. But I just don't think Tom McDonald is the artist that I want to listen to that type of
yeah,
stuff. I don't think he had. I think he has a warped picture of the image, and if you feed into that without thinking too much, like you have to be doing active thinking, right? So
yeah.
especially on these heavier topics, man, you have to have a brain for yourself,
Oh yeah,
be willing to disagree. You get new info. You have to be willing to change your stance. Recently, I saw this quote that was saying like it's good you should have strong opinions loosely held, which is really powerful. Like if you believe in something, believe in it fully, like not half ass. But if new evidence comes up to suggest that you might have been wrong, then take that, change, readapt, and keep moving, you know? So yeah. Nothing wrong with political raps. Totally a valid genre. Matter of fact, it's been around from like so long. Like even the older records, you can hear them talking about a lot of social
yeah,
injustice and etc. So, but I don't know. You have to have your own brain. You have to have some knowledge about the topic, or at least be trying to seek some, right? Yeah.
no, yeah, definitely. Yeah, um, as for me, I don't really feel the need to, I guess, get into the political spectrum of rap, mostly because, I mean, I don't know a lot about it, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
boast,
Yeah.
be an idiot. Because yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
you have to have a brain for this. You can't just go around saying the most randomest of crap. You have to actually have
Right.
background knowledge, study, decent schooling for it. Um, and I just feel like nowadays, the purpose of music is for people to enjoy it, to vibe out to it, to relax to it, and after maybe a long, stressing day of work, you just may want to. I mean, yeah, you want to like crack a bottle, watch TV or something like that. Have dinner. You can also you also may want to pop a record in or just listen to some music.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people you wouldn't want to listen to a politically charged song for that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, there's a time and place for everything. So,
obviously, yeah.
I mean, we have songs for the club. We got songs. So, I mean, it's good to have them. If one day, yeah, I don't know, you just feel like waking up and want to listen to some political raps, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
If you want to get in that frame of mind, but as you said, I mean, I personally, I feel like I have nothing interesting to comment or say about like certain social injustices, because a lot of times people, I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. So I guess it's
Yeah.
okay if you repeat certain topics, but I don't want to be the same guy just spitting out things that you already know, right? The whole point of me rapping about my experience is that I might go through that one thing, that one weird thing that you might have never been through or
Yeah.
something. Or at least I can come from the standpoint that I am me and I'll never be you. So my experience on this earth will not be the same as yours, even though we will have some overlap, right? So I think that's what makes my, I guess, anyone's approach to like rapping or creating art different. We have similarities, but at the end, we're strictly different.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, hold on, bro. I'm gonna close the fucking window because the fucking sun
Yeah,
is like been shining on me for like the past fucking 30 minutes. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's alright for now, I guess. Or you know what? I'm gonna shut it down a little bit because I'm not trying to ruin the lighting. Okay, I think it's good. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. That's
Yeah,
someone
that's good.
bothering
That's
me though.
cool.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, like you said, you know, there definitely is a time and place for everything. Um, which leads me to like, I guess, this question. So, you know, I don't know if you live by yourself with your family, but is there ever a time when you like have you reached a balance of like, let's say, rap and your own life, or is there times when you do the rap thing a lot more than your own life, or your own life a lot more than rap? Like, has that ever like been in the way?
The best way to answer that is just to say that I've never achieved balance.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, that's good.
I
Yeah.
don't know, like I don't know, like it's something that people chase a lot,
Mm,
but I think it's extremely hard to achieve balance. At least a perfect balance that works for you, right? So for right now, I recently got like an internship, so I have to be going out on the road a lot, going to work, coming back home, and I technically have no time for doing music now, right?
mm,
In a sense, because when I get home, I just kind of just do chores, prepare for the next day, so on and so forth. It's really up to the weekend when I get time to do music. I mean, I didn't really do much this week. I recorded like one feature, and I have a couple more I
yeah.
need to do. Right. Usually I'd be on my laptop, just like cooking up a beat. I don't really do that much. Sometimes I try to sneak it in at work,
Oh,
but
damn.
but
Crazy.
like, I can't be doing that too much. Um yeah, definitely not balanced. Before I got this internship job, I had more time to make music, and I was trying actively to make more music, right? But I don't know, like here's the thing, right? I find that the world is just set up in a way where when we try to pursue the arts, like they always get put on the back burner because technically there's always something more important.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you see people, they go to work, they have to be working more they can make music than they can make music. If you like painting or something, just something in your life, chores, work, something's just always gonna take more time than the art. The art just ends up being something that you do technically in your free time. Like I was
Mm,
saying, I have no time to do it in the week. How many hours in the day? 24. And there's like let's say I go to work from Monday to Friday, which I do. So that's like 5 times 24. And technically none of those hours get put to music. I can
yeah.
only scrape in some music like at the end of the week. And even at the end of the week, we probably have other things to do. Some people go to school, they got homework. Just like yesterday, I had to go on the road to get some groceries. I can't be making music when I'm going for groceries. Can't be making music when I'm
Yeah.
cooking. You understand? There's just everything else to do, and the arts just always get put on the back burner. And then you gotta sleep. So when you're tired,
Oh yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's definitely hard to find the balance. You know, this world is, there's always something you got to do. There's always something that comes up
Yeah.
that you didn't know that you actually had to
Hmm.
get done. As for me, like it took me a while to even drop Reflection Part 3 or, come back with music. It took me like, because I dropped Intergalactic on August. It took me like 4 months. And then it took me another
Yeah.
5 to 6 months to drop the EP. Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
and it's definitely hard for me, when I'm working and doing homework, because the thing with me is like before I came out with this EP and before I actually had time to make music, there was a lot of artists dropping. You dropped your EP, and that's when I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, I wasn't jealous, obviously, because you dropped music, but I would just say that kind of right there, I was like, God damn it, bro! Like everybody in the community,
Yeah.
like they have time to make music, and it kind of like bums you out because
Yeah. You're like
you
wondering like when is my turn?
yeah,
When
when
is
is
my
my
turn?
time? Yeah, when is my time going to come? When am I going to be free to do what I actually enjoy doing? But like you said, there's always a time and place for everything. I already graduated. The summer is here.
Nice.
I
Mm.
don't have to worry about school since well, for September, because I mean I start college on like late September,
Yeah.
September 26th. So I got a lot of time on me, which I'm
Okay.
always, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful, because I've always been like, because my senior year was pretty challenging. I had AP classes and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and I was just like envying, just waiting for the day where I can just make music and not have to come home to do homework. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely glad that I finally can do that. I'm happy. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So the balance thing, it's very challenging. Um, so what do your parents think about you making music? Like, were they initially, hesitant about it, or do they support you all the way?
That's a weird, well, not a weird question. It's a hard question to answer. Here's the thing, right?
Oh man.
Here's the full picture.
All right.
I don't think they knew that I made songs for a while, like rap.
Oh,
They knew that I made beats. My dad, my mom would always come in, especially when I was in high school. They'd come in, they'd see me making beats on my laptop, and they all be saying like, "Oh, make sure you focus on your schoolwork
yeah.
and whatever." So, I could tell like my dad, he was basically like, "Yo, you can make your beats, just make sure it doesn't get in the way of school."
Yeah.
Mom was kind of the same thing, but she prefers more school than beats. School over beats. Um, I don't really know. It's kind of weird because again, they was like just focus more on school. But I remember at prom, like I ended up getting an award for being most talented or something like that, and then
Nice.
they were
Whoa.
celebrating. So I'm like, wow, now you're supporting that type of stuff. Uh, the best, yeah, it's funny, right?
Damn. Yeah.
The best example was when I think it was in 2020. I dropped my song called Perplexed, and
Oh
my
yeah.
brother made the weird choice of sending them that song. So then I was like, okay, why did you do that? My dad hit me up. He was like, I like
Uh,
that song. If I was on the street and I was just hearing it, I probably wouldn't pay attention to it. But like now that I know that you're singing it, like I liked it. I pretty liked it. I was like, okay, cool. My mom hit me up saying the same thing. She's like, I actually like that song. So I was like, okay, that's cool. They liked it. But I don't make the habit of sending like every song I drop. They just happened to hear that one and they liked it, and that's cool. I'm really glad for that. But I don't really like be up in their faces like, "Hey, mom, check out my new song."
yeah. Yeah.
Weirdly, my dad was like, "Wait, you got a YouTube channel? Like, why am I not subscribed to that?"
Oh
But I'm
man.
like, "Okay." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, if you
Fuck.
want to do that, fine."
Ugh.
But I'm not really gonna like
Heck
push that
no.
onto you.
Oh
Nah.
man. Oh man. That brings back memories for me. Fuck. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. When I first started making music, I mean, my parents found out right away, because I mean, I have siblings, so they would always see what I was doing,
Yeah.
and I think my parents overheard it, found out about it. Um, they've they've listened to a couple of my songs. They listened to Intergalactic, which is a I don't know what I was doing when I made that song. I was just being creative. That song's garbage, bro. I'm telling you. I was trying to be Kanye West with that beat, but honestly, no. Um, yeah, they listened to that song. They said it was good, but honestly, like you said, I stay away from sending them my music. I don't want
Yeah.
them to hear it. Not because it's bad. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
embarrassed because, like, what
Yeah.
if, especially because I talk about things that I don't know, maybe might
Yeah.
seem offensive to them, or they might think like, "Why are you
Yeah.
talking
Or
about
they
this?"
yeah, they disapprove of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and as far as
Yeah,
the
you
YouTube channel, yeah, they found out
yeah, so
about that. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
so
bro.
I
Like,
guess
I'm
we just
interrupting
we
you.
we just we just we just don't send them to avoid drama. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just less problems. However, like some of my cousins, like they're more understanding. They're
Oh
they're
yeah.
young like us, so they get that stuff and they like,
Mm.
wow, great song, more supportive. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really show them anything. They know I have a YouTube channel. They've only seen a couple of videos. They don't, but again, I don't show them anything. Yeah,
yeah,
but I tend to show, people that are my age, my friends, cousins, because they resonate. They might resonate with it. They're our age,
yeah,
and if anything, you want to show them because you're, maybe you want the praise, the admiration.
yeah.
You know.
Plus, they'll show it to their friends or something if
Oh
it's
yeah,
pretty good.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, have you ever? I don't know. This is just like a random. Well, not random. It ties into your family, I guess. But this question, I've never done this, but have you ever like performed your music like for your like entire family? Let's say a family reunion.
nah.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't think I want to. I have a friend who has done that. I'll probably have to ask her, like, how did that feel? She
Mm.
she
Oh,
and,
so you
and
went
her
first.
brother did a song which was I saw a video of it. It was pretty cool. But don't expect me to be rapping Icy Cash at any family function.
No.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I mean, not because it's bad. It's just that I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm kind of like an introvert.
Yeah,
Um,
same,
very fucking
same.
awkward. Easily nervous. Like, I mean, I'll talk to people. Yeah, for sure. If they talk to me, I'll socialize with them. I mean, but you won't see me being in people's faces. Like, hey, yo, what's
Yeah,
up, man? Like, it's always people coming to me, greeting me first than me.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, but I feel like that's what makes. I mean, I don't know how if you feel about. I don't know if you feel this way, but for me, I feel like that's what makes introverts kind of interesting. Quiet people in general, because you don't know what they're thinking because they're quiet people, and I feel like that's what makes it more interesting. If anything, that might make you a lot more creative. Because maybe you have all these ideas bottled up in your head that you could use for potential music. So, and I don't know. I feel like people
Like,
like that will never. I mean, this is kind of dumb for me to say. Well, at least for me, I might not. I might never have writer's block, but everybody's different. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It is different. It's different, but I do understand. I do understand what you mean. Being an introvert does. I don't know. I think one of the benefits of being an introvert is that you like your space,
Mm,
and that might be a catalyst or a conduit for you getting in your zone, right?
mm,
So, so for example, like we kind of are alone a lot of the times.
yeah,
So as an introvert who enjoys their own space and not really social interactions, I feel like if you're an introvert musician, it might be easier for you to slip into the zone and be making music compared to like an extrovert who has to go to the studio, gotta have a lot of people around them checking out, the vibe talking, you know. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I I don't want to say like I have extrovert musician friends because I don't really know if I do. But if I have one, I'd have to ask them like what's their process. But for me, like I'm just the type of guy like just staying in my own lane, my own zone.
yeah,
Really, I actually create music in a vacuum. Not that I can't take criticism, but I really just made the song by myself, completely by myself. I don't show anyone, and then I introduce it to the world, and that's the time when I take criticism. So very rarely I'll send a song to someone before it's actually done or out. There's like one person, my friend Naya J, same girl on For Real. She's like the only person I
Oh,
send
she
like
did that, huh?
unfinished track.
Oh
Yeah,
crap!
only
Yeah.
like person I send unfinished tracks to. But
Mm,
yeah, I really just create things in a vacuum, put it out, because I don't want anyone in my zone, basically.
mm.
You know.
So as for that artist, do you know her like in real life?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
that's
we were
cool.
basically best friends. We went to the same
Nice,
high school. We're now at the same university. Yeah,
nice. It's
pretty good.
cool. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely do agree with that. Yeah, there's definitely times where I don't know if this happens to you, but there's definitely times where I guess I feel like I want to be outgoing. I feel like I want to, I guess be in the center of attention. Um, do you ever feel that way or
Not necessarily the
no?
center of attention, but I do
Yeah, obviously.
understand what you mean. Like I feel like sometimes I wish I had like the extroverts confidence to
Oh
just
yeah.
like talk to people. Like I have a friend, bro. This guy can talk to anyone. Like I don't know how he
Yeah,
does
those
it.
guys,
He can
yeah.
just go up to anyone, start talking, and he's like super friendly, and everyone just chill with him. I could not do that. Like I'd freeze honestly and just start coming off as weird,
Yeah.
awkward. Then I'm like, I should have never done this. I'm gonna go home. So yeah,
Mm,
I wish I had like the extrovert's confidence and just keep the introvert personality. You know.
mm. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that too. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else to ask you. Um, okay.
It's cool.
I guess it's just a random question, but I mean, it's usually how I always do these interviews. I don't really have a plan for these interviews. Like, I don't have, some people
Yeah,
keep like a booklet or,
yeah,
yeah,
script. It's cool,
scripted.
man.
Yeah, I just kind of wing it.
Yeah.
um, it's probably bad. Um, so as far as the music you're making now, you say it's not like super romance oriented, but for songs like Simple, Catch, For Real,
Mhm.
um, when you were making those songs, did you have somebody in mind or are you with somebody right now?
Okay. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna talk about it in the order of release. So catch. Okay. I don't know. Catch isn't really. I didn't really have someone in mind, right? So I know on the lyrics I said something about, well, kinda. I actually did.
Oh,
So sometimes what I'll do, I'll just take like simple interactions and just extrapolate them into whole songs. So for example, I think on the chorus of Catch, I said something like, she thinks she's a catch or something like that.
yeah.
She pull up on me, whatever. That probably just came from one interaction with some girl where she felt like she was the catch. And I just took that and like just
Nice.
made it into a whole
That's
song.
good.
Right. So I kind of did
That's
have
it's
someone in
genius.
mind for that, but I'm not like throwing shade on them or anything
Mm,
because we were like friends and shit. Uh, for simple was just really just about me, just like doing my thing, keeping it
mm.
simple.
Yeah,
Again, I was just trying
yeah.
to. This is really trying to like roll out the new sound, basically. So from saucy coming up to now, just trying to roll out the new song, the new sound, right? Simple is really about just me being keeping things simple. Again, kind of gearing up for that. Please don't overthink this era where I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah, I see
just
that.
keep the shit simple. Don't overthink it.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I'm
good.
saying? So it was really just like that song was kind of like foreshadowing, right? For real, for real, I definitely did have someone in mind for that song. It's not, I wouldn't say it's dedicated to them because I don't even know if they've heard the song personally. We don't really talk that much. But I definitely did was kind of like reminiscing about a time where, I do everything for that person. Definitely just go out on a limb and it was that song was really just about, at least my verse was really about how they just had so much power to change, influence the things that I do, right?
Mm,
So that's really how it is. I don't really talk to that person as much anymore, which
yeah,
I
usually
mean
happens.
we can talk, but there's a again in the song literally tells you why I don't talk to them because when I start talking to them, certain feelings just start coming up,
Yeah.
starts taking over, and I'm like,
Mm.
look, I can't afford to be like doing this right now, you
Yeah, you
know?
gotta be focused.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
I and I wouldn't even have so much of a problem with it if I was like in a relationship with them, but I'm not. So I have to fight back all of this external control, which I can't really, and they're probably not even doing it on purpose. You just like them too much. That's what a song's really about. Like I like this person too much, and it's kind of becoming detrimental for me.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's really the gist of the song.
that's great. And staying on topic with what you talked about and the feelings that have arisen from these three songs. Is there anybody like are you in a relationship right now, or is it like a girl that you have in mind that you want to maybe be in a relationship with, or
Mm, I mean, I'm not in a relationship right now. There is someone at work,
ooh,
but not chill.
yeah, nah, I'm just
Like,
kidding. I don't be like that.
like
Yeah, I'm not
nah,
gonna be
it's
those
cool, it's
people.
cool, it's
I'm
cool.
not, you know,
It's cool.
because
But I mean, I see this person at work. She seems cool, but I'm not gonna like try and push it too
oh
much.
yeah,
Personal reasons,
yeah, I get
right?
you.
Maybe I end up making a song about this. Who knows? That's what we do as artists, right?
Yeah, of
So yeah.
course, relatable. Yeah, man, I
So
feel you. That one girl at work, man. Yeah, I resonate with, yeah, I resonate with that a lot. When I started, so I got a job. This was like last year in the fall, September. Because before I was working with my dad, he's got a landscape business. He did made fences, patios, regular basic yard maintenance, irrigation systems, a bunch of fucking digging. And I was like, you know what? I feel like it's time for me to switch it up a little bit, like start, doing my own thing.
Mhm.
Cause I just feel like, it's always good, to bring change into your life. I feel like, yeah. So, I got a job at, I work as a cashier right now at Ace, like a hardware store basically. And, there was
Okay.
this girl that I met. She was my age. I started, yeah, I mean, I kind of was into her. Um, it took me a while to, I guess, talk to her normally without feeling super awkward.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know if you heard this song. It was like back in January, when I started to come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I definitely
yeah,
know the song.
you do.
I
Yeah,
heard it as soon as it
yeah,
dropped.
yeah. Aerial
Yeah,
freestyle. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That song was off the dome, just random. Yeah, it was just me talking about her, how she makes me feel. Yeah, man. The thing is, I was working back then just on the weekends. I couldn't do the weekdays because of school.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I would see her every Sunday from 9 to 5. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was super into this girl. I mean, I it was very hard for me to go home on Sundays because I know I would always get bummed out because I was like, oh fuck, now I'm not gonna see her until the next Sunday. Yeah, so I would
Yeah.
definitely find myself thinking about her 24/7. Thankfully, I don't feel like that anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
and I did make my move with her. I didn't ask her out because I'm a pussy, and I would never do that. I wrote a letter for her, just detailing how I felt. I tried to be very. I didn't want to come out as too strong. I just said, if you ever have time, we can hang out.
Mhm.
Sadly, um,
Didn't
I,
work out.
I got rejected. I got put in the
It
friend zone. Fuck. And
it be like
yeah,
that. It be
yeah,
like
it really
that.
be like that. Yeah. I mean, she liked somebody else, and that kind of did hurt. Took me a bit to get over. Now I would say I'm in a better place now. Leading
Mhm.
up to prom, asked. I wasn't even okay. Initially, I wasn't gonna go to prom. I asked one of my
Same.
big homies, Dominic, my friend, who used to work at the same place I worked. He doesn't work there anymore. Um, I asked him, so yo, bro, are you gonna prom? And he's like, I'll go if you go. And I'm like, all right, fine. And I ended up going. He went too. I wanted to ask somebody out, and I just didn't know who. I asked out this one girl who I don't know. She always just sat on our table. um, I,
I'm a chill. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm
you
chilling.
laughing
I'm
at that?
chilling. I'm chilling. I'm smiling. I'm
It's
chilling.
not.
I'm chilling.
Oh man,
I'm chilling.
he got me feeling like Dominic. Like he would always laugh at that too. He would always like yeah, like, poke jokes at it. But I mean, it was cool. I feel like that's what friends are for, right? To make fun of you in your most embarrassing moments. But yeah, yeah, I asked her out. I did not think she was gonna say yes. I was like, this girl fucking fuck, she's gonna be saying yes. She doesn't know who I am. But she said yes surprisingly. And I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah, let's
then
go.
yeah, I was very fucking surprised that she said that because nobody's ever said yes to me before. So it was really interesting. And yeah, I was like, all right, cool, we're going to prom, I guess. But it seems that with her, like, um, then she sent me like, I got her number, she got mine. She sent me a text message saying, hey, you want to hang out this Saturday? Yeah, this Saturday. And I was like, oh shit, all right, bet.
Yeah.
And yeah, she made it. It was basically a date. Um, I don't know. I feel like what I should have done was because I knew that she maybe wanted to turn this into a relationship. I was like, what I should have done was like take it slow. But if anything, how I took it, I just started making moves for some reason. I don't know. I was in the mood,
Okay.
in the situation. So I was like, I'm gonna make the best out of this, I guess, because I've never been
Okay.
on a date before. This stuff is all new. So I held her
Yeah.
hand, and she seemed fine with it. And yeah, in the end, this girl is basically my girlfriend now. So yeah, I
Yes,
think that's
sir.
yeah, it's very interesting, man. And I've never been in a relationship before, so when it did happen, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I was intrigued, I was curious, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been together for like 3 months, not a super long time, but I mean, yeah, she seems like a great person. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. Um,
Yeah, man.
yeah, that's my story. And
Okay. That's a good story. That's a good story.
yeah. Yeah, man. As far as the whole love
Yeah.
thing, I feel like, you know, sometimes you feel like you don't want to get into it because,
Mhm.
you got to focus on the bigger things in life, got to focus on you. Everybody always says that, oh, no, man,
Yeah. Yeah.
got to wait for the right time. You know, one of my good friends told me that, but listen, if you don't do it now, you're not going to want to do it later. And that really stuck with me. That really did stick with me. So,
Honestly,
yeah.
I do agree with that to some extent.
Mm,
I definitely agree with that to some extent. Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, enough of this love shit, man. Yeah, I don't want to just make this into a fucking therapy session now. Um, but so I want to like step back from just making this about. I mean, just about music and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, that's what we're here for. Hip hop, rap, music. But I want to get
Yeah.
it just bigger than that. So you
Okay.
mentioned you were doing like a internship. What do you like?
Yeah.
What's the internship about?
Uh, Basically, it's for engineering technically.
Oh,
So,
nice.
I am studying to be an engineer, and one of the requirements of the course, we gotta like get out in the field
Mm.
and stack up some hours, industry hours. So I'm just trying to do that right now. Like my course is like 4 years. So next year, well, September coming will be the last year, but
Ooh,
I'm trying to like do mine from now, so like next year I can be free to do other things, right?
that's good.
Because I still have some other stuff to do. So that's really what it's about, trying to like feel the experience of having a job, seeing like something that's in my career field, trying to get used to that, so that when it comes to time to be actually working, I'm not like a total stranger. And I think that's what they're trying to do, make it easier for us
Mm.
to matriculate into jobs after we
Yeah,
graduate,
that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's the
great, man.
whole.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, like, how did you feel going into college? Like, was it scary at first, or did you just like kind of ease into it as time went on, or?
I don't know. Like it was like a new experience for me, obviously, as it would be for anyone. But I don't know. Like, was it a rough start? Kinda. It kind of was a rough start. having to adapt to the whole thing, which is kind of what happened with my first album. Not to just like divert to music, but
Very good.
even though the album, my first album called Transition, it doesn't, it won't, you won't listen to it and think that like it was about school or stuff because it's not really, but just the whole life of school and all of that. Because the university that I'm going to is in the city basically, and I'm from like the country, so it's like it's a new life that I had to adapt to. It's a new life that I had to transition to, and that's
Mm,
really where the root of the album came from. So I know I didn't really like talk strictly about like school or anything. I don't even think there's a school track on that because I probably wouldn't write about that. But
yeah,
you know,
it'd be just, no.
just the new life, just coming into the
Oh
city. Like, bro,
damn.
there's so much traffic here. I hated it. I still do. So but yeah,
Yeah.
that having to go to school, figuring things out, the system, which the system sucks, but that's to be expected with
Mm,
anything corporate in a sense. But yeah, the
sweet.
whole system, trying to just adapt to that new life. I think I kind of eased into it like maybe about halfway. I got the hang of it, going to
Mm,
classes, the teachers, what I'm supposed to do, what's expected. So it was pretty cool. Got myself familiar with places on campus.
that's great.
I don't really talk to a lot of people, so I don't really know a lot of people, but I do. I at least know like mm, everyone in my class because it's a small group. So I know them, and I know the teachers. Some of the teachers know me, which is good. It's
As
always
I
good
should be.
to right. So yeah, uh, that's what's really what really happened.
Damn.
Adjusted to the life, try to fit in, do what I need to do. And some of that like bled out into the music of me just talking about transition. Transition now ended up being like it had some deeper cuts on it where I'm just talking about like comparisons between one stage and another stage. And of
Mm,
course, the in between is the transition, basically.
all right, that's good. All right, so sorry, bro. So it looks like the sun. I'm gonna lift up the blinds. It's getting mad fucking dark in here.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's way better. Yeah, but yeah, that's damn. That's crazy. So, do you live in a dorm right now then, or?
No, no, no. I'm staying at my a relative's house.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I was considering that option, but like staying like boarding at school. But my mom basically she already talked to a relative from like high school days, so she was trying to
Nice.
like secure a spot for me, basically.
That's a that's love right there. That's love.
Yeah, that's
Respect
love
that.
right
I
there for
respect
real.
that. Damn, man. Cause like everything seems to be so fucking expensive nowadays. I mean, fucking gas and shit,
Bruh,
bro. Like
bruh,
groceries. Ah, fuck.
bruh,
It's terrible.
bruh. You know, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is crazy. This world is fucking changing, man. And I don't know. It's just different. Yeah. So you mentioned that album Transition. I haven't heard of it. Like, I mean, I haven't listened to it. I've heard of it, but I haven't like listened to it. Definitely gonna check it out. Just so I can get, I guess, a better understanding of who Icy Cash really is because I only know like your recent stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do try to keep track with stuff that happens in the community, but it's just hard sometimes, bro. Because there's like some
yeah,
people that go hard, man, with this music shit. Like
yeah, yeah.
Slick, for example. Mentioned him, and it's just hard to keep track. Even Cactus Cornell, bro. That dude is insane,
I
man.
mean, I see him making some moves. I can at least give him
Oh yeah,
that.
fuck yeah, hell yeah.
See him doing some shows and all of that. I still think his music has some ways to go, but
Yeah,
right the way it
obviously.
is right now, it's
He's doing his
definitely
thing.
better than let's say his first. Well, I don't know if it's still his first record because I don't see it on platforms anymore. I'm talking Teeth. So
Oh yeah, I think he pulled it out.
yeah, he pulled it. He pulled it. So
But I feel like he
yeah,
shouldn't have
but
done that because I mean, yeah, people beyond me hated the album basically. um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, but I feel like you shouldn't take your old stuff out of plot because I still have Ricardo Bravo up there, and I mean that album
don't
people didn't think it
don't
was.
ever take that down.
No, I'm not going to because that's
Or-
the evolution. That's like You gotta
Yeah.
keep the old stuff there, so then people can like, you know, listen
Honestly.
to your old shit and then compare it to your new stuff, so they can come back and tell you, yo, bro, you, you you've grown a lot, man. Holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like as an artist, you have to embrace everything, the highs and the lows, you know?
Yeah. Remember what I was saying about like sometimes you can take old ideas and update them.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I feel like Ricardo Bravo has a lot of good ideas. Like I said, bro, that's the album that I've kind of listened to you and started like appreciating you as a person, because some of
Yeah.
the things that you were talking about on that album, I could definitely relate to. I know maybe in your eyes it's not an album that you like very much, but the stories that you told on that were just extremely raw. I could
Thank
definitely
you.
relate to that, man. Like definitely love that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just wish that I was like back then. I just wish that right now would have been back then. You know, like I wish that I would have been good back then because I was rapping over really great beats. Well, at least I thought. I don't know. I enjoyed them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, speaking of that album, I remember when Biambi, a couple of days ago, I guess after, no, not, no, I don't know. I just kind of like go back to Biambi's channel, for old time's sake, checking out his reviews of
Yes.
me. I saw the review of, but well, I went back to the review of Trials and Tribulations. Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely fucking killed that album. He
Yeah.
fucking brought it to the grave, and I was like, and I came across a comment. Well, I didn't come across this year. It was last year. You commented on it. You said something that about the album. Well, first off, you said it was a harsh review, kind of, and you kind of said that I forgot what you said. Yeah, you said that you resonated a lot with my music and that you like me as an artist or whatever. Do you still feel that way now, like as far as my new stuff goes, or do you feel like, I don't know, just kind of like distant about it, or I don't know.
I mean, in general, I still like your music, right? Definitely. Your last EP, the beginning, your latest EP. Like I said to you, like Summer Nights, definitely one of my favorite tracks.
Oh, thank you.
Uh, as I said, like the improvement is there. The flow has gone better. Consistency. I'm hearing a bit better. Your pronunciation as well. So I mean, I'm not gonna like just dislike your craft. I feel like um what am I trying to say? Hmm. I think in the comment that you're talking about,
Yeah.
like I said, I wanted to see you shine and get, your I guess your respect in a sense. Respect isn't the word that I want to use, but
Mm.
I just want you to get yours as
Your
well, right?
flowers are like
So
that.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I still like your music. I'm definitely looking forward to whatever you are gonna make in the
Oh,
future. I
thank you, man.
mean, bro, like
I'm
trust me,
ready.
bro. When this whole community thing, I'm really here trying to soak up all the music. So I'm not like about no drama or like who's
Yeah,
this or
it's
who's that. Like
good. That's how it
really,
should be.
like if you making music, just send me that link and I'll be listening. That's really my 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 I don't know, my mo. I don't know,
Your memo, yeah.
whatever that means.
Uh,
Yeah,
your mantra, your mantra, whatever.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
fucking know if I'm saying the
yeah,
word right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm very underrated in the community. I don't know. I still feel like I'm still trying to fight for that top spot because I mean, we all know who the big dogs of, well, at least the more prevalent names in the community are as far as just rapping goes. You got Epic, Kenji, Mischief, Ace. These guys are like the highlights, and you, of course. Yeah, so I feel like I'm
Mm.
still trying to fight for that spot. I feel like I'm still, I don't know, man, like, cause like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm still trying to fight for that spot. I don't know, I just feel like I'm very underrated as far as rap goes because a lot of people know me for the YouTube stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've had some people come up to me telling me, "Yeah, man, your music is dope. Like, you're good." But I feel like universal acceptance, I feel like I still gotta fight for that. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah, I understand your perspective. Here's the thing, right? I don't know, like when I just came to the community, well, came to the community, because like I said, when I really just started watching like Beyond Beats videos and leaving comments,
no,
I
yeah,
felt like I was just really like on the outskirts, just looking in, right? So I really did like a couple features with Slick, did one with Beyond Me, and that's how people kind of really knew me.
yeah,
Personally, I think that's how most people knew me, like with features, because I was under the general impression that people didn't really listen to my music. They just heard me on some features and thought I was good, right? I think the whole dynamic of the community, it really has shifted. It really has shifted. All of the, I kind of got what you say, introduced to all of this in like the pandemic. So about maybe 2 years, two
yeah,
years now. It's really been some time. Trust me, over those 2 years, the whole dynamic has shifted a lot.
yeah.
I mean, people still respect Kenji, for example, as one of the
Immensely,
greater
yeah,
greater ones. But like,
immensely.
I mean, like, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, you know, there used to be times when people were talking about like top spots or who this. Like, I don't even know if people do that anymore.
I don't know. I
Honestly,
don't pay attention anymore. I just kind of,
right,
you know,
right. I
do your
feel
own thing.
like
Yeah,
the focus of the community has kind of shifted, and like I said, like the community that you knew, it's really different now.
it is. It's
Different
weirdly
sections, different
different.
fragments,
Yeah,
different fragments. Like mostly where I'm chilling out, like we have artists like Slick. We got Dead Dream. Well, changed his name to Dizzy now. That's the bro.
that
We got
dream. Yeah,
yeah, he changed his name to
I don't even
Dizzy.
know what that
We
is.
got Def
What it is?
Bio,
Oh yeah,
Thyla. Like it's a different section now, really. At least where I'm hanging out
yeah.
at most of the time, you know. And of course there's other sections of the community. Like for example,
Yes,
there's this I don't remember where, but we have guys like Damir Black and Steel Bars. I don't know if you ever heard of those guys,
I've heard
but
of
I
them.
think
I've
they're
never
like
talked to them though.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I feel like they're in they have their own like thing as well. So it's like it's a big giant bubble with
yeah.
smaller bubbles in it, right? Different spheres of influence. So things is just different. I think I think before maybe it was a bit more united,
Oh
but
yeah,
things have kind of fractured, especially with the state of just like a lot of disagreements and
yeah.
beefs. So
Beefs.
beefs.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's been a lot of drift and
definitely.
a lot of change, really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you mentioned those guys. Yeah, I mean, with me, I don't really embrace everybody in the community. Like I've mentioned this before. I don't really rock with a community like that anymore as much as I used to. If anything, I have a lot of animosity towards
Hmm.
certain people, which I will not name because there's no point in doing that. But yeah, I mean, I'm mostly rocking well with you, especially, bro, because like I said, I respect you a lot because when the whole beef thing was going on, you were like the only person that actually showed true genuine support, and I will forever just thank you for that because everybody was like turning their backs on me and shit, which I was like, man, fuck you guys, honestly. But yeah, but and I will always respect you for that because you were always there. So that's why I have huge respect for you, not just as an MC, but really just as a person. Really though,
Yeah.
because
And it,
like you got it.
no,
You
no,
understood everything. Yeah.
I mean, as you said, and I don't want to say like it's not natural because obviously it's gonna happen. Like as you said, you have some animosity to some people in the community, which I mean, I don't want to say wouldn't happen, but of course it's gonna happen. Anywhere you have a group, a collective of people, like we're gonna have different opinions,
Yeah.
and we're just different people. So
Yeah. Well,
it's
yeah.
weird to
That's
not
one thing.
expect conflict to happen. It's great when it doesn't, honestly, but if
Yeah.
it does, it really just comes down to how you deal with it.
Mm.
And I feel like that's kind of what's caused the drift, as I was mentioning
Definitely.
before.
Yeah.
So like not everyone rocks with everyone, and I can understand. You're not gonna like everyone's music,
That's true.
but I feel like the issue comes when you take that now you start putting it that to disrespect. Like I get it, I don't like your music, but I'm not gonna start like disrespecting you for
Yeah. Obviously.
no reason. Which is why, like I say, bro, I try to keep it about the music. So I don't know if this
Yeah.
works in my favor or against it, but it kind of sees me taking a very distant approach to the community as
Yeah.
a whole. Like I said, I'm really just about the music. You got a new song. I don't want to be like like not checking up on some people. Like it's
Yeah.
good to say, "Hey, bro, how you doing?" But I'm
Definitely.
really just about music because I find that's where the least I want to say the least drama is about really. Because if I'm just checking out your tracks and giving you support or maybe just give a little feedback or something, I mean, as long as you can be a reasonable person, we will never have any issue to fall out. But if me and you start rocking a bit too close and then you do some shit that I was like not really
Yeah.
cool with, and then I call you out on it and then you're gonna move some type of way, then I'm just trying to avoid the drama personally. I'm hoping as for like over my time here, I hope I'm not really associated with any beef. If it happens, then I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But I'm just really about the music, man. You making that music, send it to me. You need me for a feature, send that to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm just really
Let's
about
do
the
it.
music because I find that is the path of least drama
It
and
is.
just more peace for me personally.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, as far as the whole beef thing, has there been like anybody that you've had a beef with, or has it all just been cool on your music
Nah,
journey?
nah. Nah, and I don't want to assume that everyone likes me because that's kind of an egotistical
Yeah,
assumption.
of
But
course.
I'd like to think that for the most part,
I mean,
people are
yeah,
cool
that's
with
good.
the icy cash, you know. Because again, I'm not trying to go out of my way and be an ass to anyone either. So I and I don't want to be the type of guy that jumps in on beef for clout either. If
Yeah.
you ever
Oh
see me doing that, hit me in my
shit.
face
Yeah.
and tell me to go sit down. Because trust
Yeah.
me, I have seen situations where guys have jumped into beef
Yeah.
where it really had nothing to do with them. And I'm
No.
like, bro, why you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, when the whole beef with me and Ghost was happening, I saw people that were cool with me switch up and jump on that dude's dick. And I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Let's be honest. If you went with that dude, you would not do shit. Yeah, and it's so fucking annoying people do that.
And
Yeah,
and
because I
that's
mean,
that's another thing. That's another thing with me.
yeah,
Like I said, I try to keep this shit like without the drama. So I really stay neutral as well. Like I really try to stay neutral.
that's
Like
how it
I'll
should be.
I
I mean,
I look, yeah, like I'm not gonna get involved in shit that's really not, you know, directly affecting me in a sense. But at the same time, let's not be stupid. So I mean, even that beef with Ghost and you and all, like I know that's your guys' business. I have talked to Ghost, but I'm not really like super close with him. I've done like maybe a song with him because he asked me, because once again, I'm just really about the music.
yeah,
I'm just doing the music. You understand? But again, I'm not gonna try and get myself too involved in anything. If I see two artists beefing in the community, I'm not gonna jump to pick sides. I'd rather try to understand why this happened,
that's the
right?
thing though. That's how it should have
Like
been. Yeah,
like that's my first go-to. Like tell me the context of why this is happening.
yeah,
I'm not gonna just pick a side without knowing why. And even if I do know why, I probably won't pick a side because then
mm,
depending on situation, you just gave me a reason why I shouldn't pick a side. Because imagine if both sides are wrong, like completely wrong. Why would you side with
definitely.
someone? But everyone sees this shit different, bro.
Yeah, sadly, yeah. I mean, I always think about that beef. I mean, I don't think about it now, but I mean, there's times when I find myself reminiscing about it. I just feel like if people actually came to understand, because a lot of people were biased to that man, you know, Ghost or Phoenix, whatever his name is, and nobody didn't really seem like anybody gave a single fuck of what I was trying to say. Which, yeah, I mean, but that's the thing about it. We live in a world where everybody's different. It would be nice if everybody thought the same way. Then conflict wouldn't really arise. That would be great, but I mean, nobody's perfect. This world isn't perfect, and nor will it ever will be. But yeah, it's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and as far as the whole beef thing, I mean, I remember when I did come back to the community. This was like during the summer. Well,
yeah,
the beginning of June. People that had, well, that I don't know, we're talking their shit, came back to me and be like, "Hey, bro, what's up, man?" Like, and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, yeah, and yeah, those people that were did that be with me, I don't socialize with them anymore. No, I do. I really want to, because I'm the type of person. I don't know if you're like this, but I'm the type of person that if I see somebody that has come off to me in a really rude and disrespectful way and has just utterly shitted on my character, like you, I mean, I don't forget about that stuff. I keep the good. I remember the good stuff, the bad stuff, and everything in between. I don't forget about this stuff. So if you ever came after me as, or you ever do come after me as some type of way, I'm not gonna forget about it. So you better
Yeah.
just get used to me being distant with you. Like, has that ever happened to you? Do you ever feel like that, or
Mm. I mean, I think so. I think so.
yeah,
Because if someone has done something in the past, obviously the human reaction is to become cautious,
yeah,
right? So you now know that they have the potential to do that same thing again, which you don't want to be caught up in. Fool me once, what they say, fool me
fool me
once,
once,
shame on
shame on
you.
you. Fool me
Fool me
twice.
twice, shame on me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean there's some truth to that. And again, I don't know. It you see, it's really a complex situation, because I find a problem with my generation is that we're really quick to cut off.
oh
Like you
yeah,
see it in the memes and all that. Like you
yeah.
make a
Cancel
simple
culture
mistake
is
and
the
people,
most.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
terrible.
And I understand, like I understand some of it. Like you want people to be, you want to hold people to their faults, like make them take responsibility for the things that they've done so that it can change, right? Not cancel culture. Cancel culture doesn't believe in any of that. Like it doesn't give the people the chance to change. So that's a different thing. But like it's a mixed dynamic. You got to know when to cut off. You got to know when to give chances. And the only way you can do that is just live life. Honestly, there's no rule
Yeah.
book to that. So if someone disrespects you, maybe you should give them a chance, but maybe the best move is to just not talk to them anymore. You know, it's life. It's you just gotta figure that out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I feel like, yeah, you should definitely embrace the highs and the lows of life. You know, if you truly want to move on and, just be a more stronger human being, because, the thing with this world is that you're going to have your good moments, but with the good moments come the bad. I mean, you always got to be cautious, aware of what's going on. And you got to be ready for that, because this world is always trying to knock you down, and you got to be ready to overcome that. You know, but yeah, and going back to your album transition, you said that it wasn't really about school, but you were in the mindset like back then of transitioning from, I guess, high school to college. You were in that mindset, I guess, when creating the album, if I may say that. That's like
Yes.
me with my EP, because I'm with the beginning, well, at least for the first song of it. Yeah, that was like me kind of talking about. I mentioned something about college, prudent student and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. It's making it makes sense. It
yeah,
makes
like
sense.
that's why I called it the beginning. Because I feel like with me, when I make music and make the cover, I always I always want to have a theme and concept for it. I don't ever just want to make it to make it. Like, here you go, here's the cover, here's some random song titles, random beat, random lyrics. Like, I just want everything to be organized the way have it the way I want to have it. So before I ever drop a project or a song, I have a concept in my head and I want the cover to mean something. I don't just want the cover to be a cover. Well, obviously, a cover for a song is a cover. If you don't add meaning to it, then it's just useless. But basically, the cover, represents, like, you see the dark blue and all that. That kind of represents like my past life. That's like, high school and all that. Those that type of that frame of mind. And you see like the little rectangle that's kind of like a bright sort of, I don't know,
Like
light
like a
bluish
door.
color.
It's kind of like a door.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
see
like
it
a
as a kind of
door
door. Yeah.
to the new life, a new frame of mind,
Yeah. That
college and
that
all that
new
stuff.
beginning, basically.
Yeah, it's the beginning. That's why I call that EP that, because I was in that mind frame. As far as school and all that, it was the beginning of, yeah, the whole college stuff. Me stepping into a new journey of education, maybe hopefully entering the workforce in a more professional, kind of independent way. But it also, like, the cover, that EP has like two meanings, and that's not really just about school. It kind of is, but it's also just kind of like the beginning of, I guess, my evolution as an artist. You know,
Yeah.
at least how I would like to see it that way. Because I mean, like I said, and I think I mentioned this to you in that one call we had a couple of weeks back. And I feel like I'm at a point where I can make decent sounding music. So it's kind of like the beginning of my evolution as an artist. Or yeah, that's basically what the concept of that EP is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can totally see that.
yeah.
Definitely.
And so it's kind of like your album, but I don't know. Which I should probably listen to that, to because I want to get a taste of the whole Icy Cash, not just a couple of nice, great sounding you know
Singles.
tunes here and there. Yeah, but yeah, man.
I mean, you can definitely give it a spin. Some
Yeah,
people have told me that they like that album the
I know.
most, mostly because I tried to, and I try to do this as well. Try to strike a balance between the hype songs and the more introspective songs.
Mm,
So I don't know. I tried to do that. It's just albums like 10 tracks. I tried to dedicate five to maybe hype stuff or five to more. I don't really know. I tried. I don't know how. I don't actually know how it went over,
mm.
but I tried to do that. Yeah, just give it a spin when you can,
Of
and
course,
see
yeah,
see what. Maybe you like it. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I haven't heard the album in a while, honestly.
yeah. I mean, that
Maybe I
was like
may.
2019, right?
Yeah, it was
Oh shit.
2019.
So is it like the year that you started college?
Yes, yes,
Oh
definitely.
shit. Yeah, so you've been in it for a while, yeah. Man, and like speaking of college, I'm about to venture off into that world myself this fall. So I know you being somebody who's done it for like I guess 3 years. Like, what advice would you give me about that?
Honestly, like make one thing, make a lot of memories. Try to make a lot of memories. You're gonna find some people here that are just like so cool, and you just treat them the best that you can, bro. Like
Yeah,
I have people that I met at university that are like family. Like I could not have been where I am today without them.
that's good.
So try to make memories, bro. These days aren't gonna come back. Um, and try not to let school overwhelm you, right?
Oh yeah.
Because trust me, some I don't know, like some semesters were extremely harder than some, and some of
Mm,
them just like crushing me. I felt like, wow, I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah.
But try when I don't know, try when you actually go there to reshift the balance and adjust it in a way that it works for you so that you're not damaging yourself, right? Definitely that is a tip I could give.
That's good.
And I don't know, make connections, do things that you've never done before.
Oh yeah, that's probably the big one.
Yeah, because even now you get a taste of the working world. Trust me. Doing my internship, I get up at like maybe 5 in the morning.
Wow.
I head out to work. I have because where I'm at, I have to leave like basically two hours prior.
Mm,
I start work at 8, and then I basically do that back until 4:30. So as you can see, like the working world kind of sucks, honestly.
yeah, man. I
You get
feel you right there. Yeah.
so many times. So right now, just make the most of what you can in school.
Mm,
Have a lot of fun because the working world kind of sucks that
yeah.
away from you. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do feel like that, man. Speaking of the working world and just, I guess, being an adult or trying to be an adult in general, um, do you ever feel like, I don't know, I mean, I feel like everybody feels this way, but do you ever feel like, I don't know, bummed out that, you wish that you could go back in time to when you were young, back when you were a kid. Do you ever feel like that? You being
Yes,
in the position?
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I felt like if I could go back, I would appreciate, bro, if I could go back and live my life, I probably do it. There's some things I do differently, some things I'd keep the same.
Mm,
One thing I definitely do differently is enjoy, like bask in the
yeah.
life of being a child, lower responsibilities, like suck that up, enjoy it because it's gonna leave at some
Yeah.
time.
It's the sad thing about it.
I I'd also probably try to take more risks because
Oh,
even some of the songs that I'm writing, not just to like fuel my songwriting, but just to have more experiences. Some of the songs that I'm writing now, or at least trying to write, because the writer's block, I'm just pulling like from specific um occurrences, like just simple situations that happened. So I just write about what could have happened, ponder and like what could I have done differently, so making experiences is definitely good. You can I don't know, there's a lot to learn from just doing even the simple things. Like I told you with Catch, I basically took a simple interaction
yeah.
and made it into a whole song. Like
Yeah.
it goes to show that sometimes these simple interactions leave a big mark. Like you can ask some of your friends, maybe you did something really simple and like they just remember that. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I feel like that's how it should be. It's the simple things in life. I've come across people that have said that. Word to J. Cole, it's the simple things. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of that song. It's from Folding Clothes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the simple
from For Your Eyes
things. It's
Only.
the simple. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely has stuck. Like hearing those lyrics, that did stick with me. Yeah, it's the simple things in life. I feel like nowadays, especially for me, I'm always overthinking a bunch of shit. I'm always kind of like, me being, because, I'm already the freshly graduated student. And yeah, I definitely do think a lot about the future now than I ever did back when I was a freshman. I definitely do overthink a lot of things. Maybe think it might not work out. Think that what I want to do professionally and like 4 years might not work out. I feel like I might, I'm afraid of that. I might be stuck in the same place that I am now. Not making, I guess, still working minimum wage jobs. Do you ever feel like that? Do you ever do you feel like that now, or did you feel like that back then, or
I mean,
I don't
not exactly the same, but I do get the sentiment of what you mean. Like,
know?
I have this very awful relationship with like the word change.
Yeah,
I like, for one thing, I definitely don't want to be in the same place,
definitely.
you know. And it's even a reoccurring theme in my songs, like change for the better, change for the worse, because I really do believe that we should always be striving to change for
Yeah,
something better.
of
So I
course.
think something that just really scares me is being the same, you know,
Yeah,
just being the same, stuck in a place that you can't move. And
of course. Yeah,
I feel that's something that I kind of have been struggling with. I'm not gonna lie, I have been struggling with that. So,
yeah.
hola, hola, yeah. So,
My sister right
so,
there. Wait a minute. How'd you know that I'm
so,
Mexican?
um, I don't know, Ricardo
Oh
Bravo. I
yeah,
don't know.
of
Sound,
course. Yeah,
yeah,
because that's the
yeah,
big giveaway. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I
Oh
mean,
man.
so yeah, that's something I'm struggling with.
Mm,
So it really scares me. Just like
yeah.
I don't want to be 5 years from now
Be in the same
and
place.
feel
Yeah.
like I'm at the same place. Like yeah,
Me neither.
that
Yeah.
is, and also something to add to that. I don't know. I don't want to be worse off either
Oh yeah.
because life again, bro. Life is just messed up. It's so easy to change for the worse than it is to change for the better. Takes so much effort to become better, you know. So that's just something I'm just constantly wrestling with, and it might be a theme that you will eventually see just pop out
Yeah.
in my music to come. because I really focus on it a lot on the
Hmm.
in these unreleased songs, these unreleased verses.
Damn, it's interesting. How much unreleased music do you have?
Damn, I used to have like a lot
Oh
because
wow.
no, I used to. When did that happen? Maybe I made a song called Patience about 2019, I think. Yeah. So what happened was that in that year, some dudes broke into my house and they stole my
Shit.
laptop.
Fuck.
Yeah, so
That's
at
terrible.
that time I had probably about 35 songs online and then maybe about 200 in the vault, right? Yeah,
Damn.
so
It's like Kanye
made
West to
I
ride up
mean
into this. God damn.
some of them were like this okay songs, but like
It's
I don't know.
crazy.
I have this bad habit of just like wanting to do albums. It's something in hip hop that I really really love and respect. Just the craft, the symbol of an album, right? To be honest, bro, I don't even really listen to singles like that. If
Mm,
an album drops from an artist, I'll sit down and I'll just like meditate on that. I love consuming albums, and
singles, yeah.
it also happened to me that I like making them. Even now, like I have so many album ideas. It's right. I
Oh
have so
yeah.
many album ideas,
Man, album, yeah.
and I don't think I've ever like focused in on just one album at a time. Like what happened is that I might be working on an album, then I like, wow, this is a great idea.
Mm,
Start working on another one. It just so happens that sometimes one idea gets assimilated into the other, right? And that's how you get like a music drop. But what was I even saying before about the album? Yeah, so I had about like 200 songs at 2019, but
wow.
those were over from like a 4 years time span.
Mm,
So I had music from like 2015 come all the way up to 2019.
wow.
So they stole my laptop.
Crazy.
I think I got a new one, bought a new mic, and I don't know how many songs I have in the vault right now. It's definitely not that much because again, the overthinking. So I've written songs like on my phone. I have the lyrics. I've made beats to them, but I've never actually recorded them. So I don't know. I can't really give you an estimate
Yeah,
either.
like I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so but it's definitely not 200.
It's
If
crazy.
anything, I'd have more unreleased, unrecorded songs. So on my phone I got like this app called Color Note. That's where I just like jot down like song ideas, lyrics, feature lyrics, all of that. So I'm sure like a lot
Nice.
of ideas are just in there unrecorded. And sometimes I just like pick apart too. So when I'm having like writer's block and I really can't write a verse for a feature, I'll just take an old verse, look at what I can use, pick it apart, reform it, restructure it, because I really don't want some of the old lyrics to go to waste, right?
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, as for me, I don't really have really much unreleased music. Like ever since I started, because I've been doing this for like 3 years, 2019 all the way through now. I guess everything that I've recorded, I've dropped. Um, Probably a bad thing, but maybe
No.
no,
That is a good thing.
no. I
That
mean,
is
yeah,
a
but I
good
feel
thing.
like I also
It
kind
is.
of drop it and maybe not think that, oh, this could have been better, because I remember my well, no, that was like 2020. That was like, I feel like that year was my most critical year. I'm not gonna say I got a bunch of bad reception that year. I definitely got some good with the bad, but I feel like everything that I dropped overall, yeah, some people liked it, but overall was getting criticized. And I feel like maybe some of those songs, I look back on it now, I should have maybe kept in the vault, reassessed it, maybe taken a little bit more time like you did. Um, Now I don't feel like that way anymore. I try not to, because I understand that, even if this song doesn't get the reception I want it to get, I understand that, I'm not Kendrick, I'm not J. Cole, I'm not one of the greatest rappers of all time, and I recognize that evolution will soon benefit me. I feel
Yeah.
like it's that's why I don't really. I try not to. I mean, obviously, yeah, I get critical of my work, but I guess I try not to hold on to music. I try to just give people whatever I have recorded because I mean, I
Yeah.
recognize that I might in the future I might not be able to make music. My life might get busy, so that's why I want to give people all the music I can right now, so then I can, you know, when I do get busy, I don't feel a sense of oh man,
Yeah.
maybe I should drop some music. I mean, of course, we're always gonna feel like that. Um, but yeah, I just want to give people everything I have right now before I go on another hiatus or something like that. Yeah.
That honestly, that's a philosophy that I completely respect, and I wish I could also do that. I just keep overthinking the songs,
Yeah, me too.
overthinking the lyrics, the content, which is why. Because honestly, bro, I can't tell you how many people that I've met who I met them when they were doing music, and then they stopped. Like it's like to stop doing music,
It's
it's
sad,
so
man. I feel like that's
easy,
just
and it's so common, bro.
it is.
Like
And
even
it shouldn't be
even
that
with
way.
Beyond B, like even with
Yeah.
Beyond B, I'm
Fuck.
sure he has his personal reasons,
Yeah.
but I was looking forward to more stuff
I
from
really
him, bro.
was, man. I really was.
So you see
Yeah.
how often it is the occurrence of just stop making music, and who knows, bro. Like I I I I say I'm gonna quit every day, every day,
Really? It's interesting. But you
bro.
shouldn't
Every
quit,
time
man.
I
You're
make
at the
a
top of your
song,
game right now, in my opinion. I mean,
nah,
every
nah,
bro, you got the most Instagram followers, man. Look at me. I'm at 198. I've been sitting on the same number for like a minute. But I mean, okay, but first of all, I'm not trying to say that that's important, but I'm just saying though,
yeah,
I don't really see like I don't understand why you overthink it because you were a fucking phenomenal artist. If anything, I think you're better than me. Because like you have that music. I'm not really super good at making those catchy, accessible songs. I have tried it. I tried it with Trials and Tribulations. I had some little tunes in there, but yeah, I mean they were all right. But I think I'm at a point right now where I just kind of like I want to just make more soulful music because you see how the accessible music counterpart turned out. I tried to do that with Intergalactic. I fucking failed and got shitted on for it. But yeah, I mean, I am trying to get better with that aspect. Just trying to make that accessible music. But with you, it's like you know how to do that, and I'm like, shit, bro. I wish I could be like that. I wish I could make a simple, for real song or a catch song or a groove song. That like. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, you're really good at that. So I don't know.
okay. Let's dissect that. Um,
Dissect
first
it.
of all, yeah, we gotta dissect
Yeah,
that.
okay.
First of all, like, what am I trying to say? I don't know. Sometimes, look, bro, I feel like I could be much higher. And I know we all feel like
Yeah.
this,
Oh yeah, that's true.
definitely. But I don't know. I feel like I could be doing much better, be at a higher status, a higher plane,
Mm,
all of that stuff. Um, but I don't know. Sometimes when I just make music and it doesn't turn out the way I wanted, I just start reflecting like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point of all
yeah.
this? Because trust me, honestly, when I started making music in high school, the point, yes, the point of like being relatable to others was always there, but it really was just another form of self-expression. So I made the beats, but the beats were enough for me, but they weren't enough. Like I couldn't use the beats to talk about stuff. So
Yeah.
that's where the rapping really came in, right? So it was really just an outlet. Trust me, like making music has kept me sane all
Oh
these
yeah,
years, to be honest.
definitely.
So I don't know, but sometimes when I'm just creating music, I don't want to say it's gotten harder because it really hasn't. I have like become a bit optimized towards certain ways, certain pathways of creating music. But I don't know. With becoming better at making music, I guess it became harder for me to please myself.
Oh yeah,
And so and
definitely.
so and so I'm just so hard on myself. Like if a song doesn't, and even though the logical part of my brain knows that, look, you can probably edit this song, you can probably use this idea, make something better. Like my brain is just like, nah, that's trash. You should stop doing music
Mm,
completely. And I'm just like, yo, I really should quit, you know. And I do feel like that on the daily. Even now, like I was just telling a friend of mine, like, yo, I started working now, so my motivation to create music is kind of low. So
yeah,
don't expect anything, which sucks because
it
I
does.
look at my channel and I'm like, yo, I haven't dropped a song in like 5 months. I really want to drop something, but when
Mm,
I go to make something, my brain is like, nah, that's trash. Don't drop that,
yeah,
and
I'm like
then
that too.
cycle. Um, and as for you were saying about the songs, like catching, like bro, I don't know, like I like those songs, I
Yeah, they're
really
good
do,
songs.
but every time I look at an Icy Cash song, I'm like, yo, this could be better.
Oh
And
man.
my
Well,
my
yeah, we
my
never say
journey,
that.
my journey up to this point, it has been pretty long. Like I've yet to meet someone who has taken this long to actually reach the stage, to be honest. Because as I said, I started
Yeah,
rapping when I was 12. Now I'm like 22. So it's really been a 10,
ten
it's not
decade
really a
run.
10 it's not really a 10-year run because there's more to go.
The beginning
And
of a 10-year run,
only
like what Benny
and
the Butcher
only
said. Yeah.
yeah, only recently have I kind of figured out certain steps to go to the next level. So it really starts here, or maybe I should say in a year or so it really starts. But it took a lot of time for me to actually like what I do
Mm,
to a point where I think it's at least listenable for most people. Hey bro, like most people, they really grow extremely fast to really like.
yeah,
Then
it's crazy.
that might make you feel some type of way.
Definitely, man.
Like trust me, I've seen like guys who they make beats for like 1 or 2 years, and they're like completely better than what I have ever made in my entire life. You have guys who be rapping like it seems like out the gate
Yeah,
they're
it's
just like
breezy.
that good, that amazing, while I took like a lot of time to get here. So I don't know, like I know everyone's trajectory is different, everyone's path is different. But I guess that's a good thing for the people that I talk to when I tell them that they'll improve. When I say that I've never met someone that took as long as me, I guess
Mm,
that can be reassuring to them that they will improve
that's
in due
good.
time. So I always use that, like even though it can be seen as a bad thing, I always try to frame it as a positive thing to help my
Mm.
friends grow. You know?
Man, that's yeah, it's interesting. And like speaking of, I guess the evolution and the growth of artists. You got me like thinking of making like an video, uh, just highlighting the evolution of specific artists in our community from the first song to all the way up to now. Like that's kind of what Biambi did, with that one
Yeah,
video,
yeah,
which I thought was a great idea, great video idea, man. But yeah, and I always find it sad because the thing is how I kind of look at it as far as music, as far as making music and being an artist goes, I don't really ever want to quit doing this. And even if I don't have time in the future, I recognize that I will have time eventually. There's always going to be that one
yeah,
moment that you can take advantage of. So I don't really want to quit music. Even if I don't go anywhere with it, even if I don't get signed to a record deal, if I don't get the praise from my idols, or if I don't even meet them, and yeah, like you said, if I don't ever hit that stage, I just still want to keep on doing this. You
yeah,
know, till I don't know, till I don't know, maybe like an adult, a grown ass man. I don't know. Because this music thing, it's really it there's a beauty. I was watching an interview. I don't know. What do you mean? You probably know who this is. You heard Big Sean?
yeah, yeah. Definitely,
Yeah, Big
definitely.
Sean. Yeah, yeah. I was watching one of his interviews. He mentioned something about music. He said that there's a beauty in like getting a beat or any type of instrumental and like rapping over it and giving your own type of spin to it, like giving new life to it almost. Like he said that there was a beauty in that. And I was like, I never thought of it like that. I was like, wow, that's absolutely that's great. That's amazing. And I guess that's really what has motivated me to keep on doing this. Just kind of explore different type of sounds, rap over different types of production because like I'm interested. I feel like us artists we fall in love. Well, I mean, at least I fall in love with the process of it. The process of making it from writing it, recording it,
Mhm.
and just seeing the end result. So yeah, there definitely is a beauty in that, and just kind of seeing how this might turn out. And even if it doesn't turn out great, it's like you gotta respect someone that has put in their hustle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's it's great. Yeah.
it definitely. I mean, I've also fallen in love with the process. I won't lie. There's some parts of the process that I kind of like less,
Yeah.
which is like for example, which is very weird. Like the parts that I hate the most of making a song would have to be writing and recording.
Mm,
Now, writing is really where most of the fun
writing
happens. That's
especially.
because that's where you can do the wordplay and all of that stuff. But the writing is like so essential
It is.
because
It is.
that's really where the song happens.
Well, yeah.
And for me right now, I can't write for my own songs. So that's what's stopping songs from dropping,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, I've gotten to a point where I feel comfortable to make a beat. And not all my beats are great. A lot of them are trash, but the good ones, they sound good enough. I also hate recording. Not because it's not fun or anything, but sometimes I get pissed off, man.
Oh yeah. Those
Like
those little
just,
fucking
just
things.
yeah, man. Like, bro. Like, I don't know if this ever happened. I think it happens to everyone. Like, have you ever just rehearsed a verse, like, and you're not recording yourself, and you
Yeah.
do it perfectly, the
Oh yeah.
inflection, the vibe, the hunger,
Yeah.
properly,
Of course.
and then as soon as you hit record, bro,
Mm.
your tongue starts tying up.
I
You start
know.
saying rubbish,
Fuck.
extra
Yeah.
syllables,
Oh my god.
and you just like, oh, and then
Shit.
I start getting pissed,
Me
bro.
too, man.
And sometimes it helps. Sometimes you get angry and you just deliver the verse properly because you're so fed up. But sometimes it just stops you, bro, and it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, man. I felt like
So
that way
that
too.
yeah, it can be the recording process can be very frustrating.
Mm.
My favorite part is probably mixing,
Oh yeah,
probably
definitely.
mixing
Yeah,
and
because you get to
beat make.
see the result. The end result. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're really approaching the end result, and you can now inject your creative decisions into it.
Yeah.
You add your ad libs, your whatever, you put on your effects if you can, whatever. This
Hmm.
is where you kind of shape the song into being your work. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
definitely love that process.
No, definitely, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And as far as like, I listen to a lot of mainstream music. As far as like in the rap sector of it. And I'm always like, because as far as the mixing part, there's times where I've kind of like, I don't know if it happens to you, but for me, it takes long for me to be satisfied with a mix. Not always, but sometimes it does happen to me. Mostly because I find that I feel like my voice may be too loud or maybe too quiet. So I'm always dabbling, playing around with that shit. And I listen to mainstream artists, I don't know, just take Big Sean, Kendrick, or Cole, or just anybody in general. I'm like, bro, how do they come up with the most smoothest of mix ever, man? I can't, like, I wish I could, you know, have a studio like that or have the professional technology to, make my mix like that. So, and there's even times where I find myself comparing my own master to their own master just to like see, I guess, where I could fix my own song up to not necessarily match theirs, but just to see how I could shape it. Like, I don't know if that ever happens to you.
Yeah, definitely. Always happens. I don't know, like I don't know. I don't want to just say that the industry are industry engineers, like they push the songs really loud, they really do.
Oh
But I
yeah.
think there is a little, there has to be a trick to it.
No,
There
definitely.
has to be
Like their mix is
there has to
amazing.
be some kind of sauce that just really makes the mix, because I don't know, like a lot of the times I'll just be hearing like even the beat just be hitting so hard, but the vocal is sitting so nice as well.
I know.
Like
It's
I
like
don't know,
there's a balance
I've
to
heard
it.
some, yeah, I've heard some very good mix. Generally for me now, I think I've found a sweet spot for how loud my vocals should be. But then that just comes down to the fact that the beats that I make, I kind of made them a certain way
Okay.
where I leave space for the vocals to sit, right? So I don't really have to worry about that too much. But I do have to fool around, like if I'm rapping on the beat from say YouTube or something that a feature has sent me, you know, so I definitely do have to play around with that. And even then, you know, I'm still not hitting that type of level that the industry people are
Yeah.
hitting, you know. Even though I think it does sound good, I still know there's like that extra sauce that I just need to figure out somehow. Because these tutorials, they talking and I'm learning, but the sauce isn't there, bro.
Yeah.
It isn't
Yeah, man.
there.
It's definitely interesting how, industry engineers do it. Um yeah, it'd be cool to just kind of like, because I feel like there's always those videos of like the engineers kind of giving their own 2 cents of how they mix artists. But I really
Mhm.
feel like it would be a lot more helpful if maybe we got tutorials from, I guess, the artists themselves, because yeah, the engineers are the backbone of what they're making, well, as far as how it's going to sound in the end. But there has to be the artists, they probably have some advice or on how they do it maybe. So I feel
Oh,
like that would
you
be
mean
helpful.
you mean like how they like deliver the tracks, and maybe because I don't know, some artists are like really involved
Yeah,
with
they
the
actually involved
engineers,
in the production,
like
as
yeah,
well.
like maybe some artists they made their own beats. Some artists, you know, they're really talking to the engineer, like, you know, I'm trying to sound like this. Can you help me get just this sound? Like it's
Hmm.
really good when the artist has the sound in their head
Yeah, their ideas.
and
Yeah.
can communicate it in a way to the engineer that it can come out in the way that they want it to, you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, and I feel like a perfect example of that. Like I've heard of stories of Kendrick, very interesting stories from this man of how he's just involved in the music. I've heard that he kind of like, um, I was watching this one video of The Weeknd talking about this song. I think it was Sidewalks, where yeah,
Yeah.
yep, Kendrick's on it, and he talks about how like Kendrick's whole creative process, like basically, Kendrick blocked himself in a room, was like vocalizing and making all these weird sounds or whatever while writing his verse. And then the weekend's like, so he comes out of the room and he already has his verse done, and he did it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it just came out so perfectly. So yeah, that's definitely a man that, he's not just he's not just one of the best rappers of this generation. He's not just super involved with the craft and the lyrical technicality of the music, but he immerses himself in like creating it and producing it as well. Like even if he's not a full blown producer, he has the idea, he's got the sounds, he's got the mix he wants the engineer to put him on. So I think that's just a very that I feel like is very essential for an artist to have.
Yeah, yeah, especially in this day and age where, you know, a lot of things are you're basically doing it yourself as an
Oh yeah.
independent artist, right? It's you can't just be the guy who writes the raps and, you know, that's it. You have to have
Yeah,
some
of course
knowledge
not.
about recording, a little bit of mixing knowledge,
Yeah.
good ear for beat selection. You
Mm.
kind of have you have to have at least a basic understanding of all those feels so that the record can come together in a nice way.
Yeah, and I feel like even producing, because when I first started with rap, I wasn't producing my own beats. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't have a software for it. But I think as time went on, I was like, it's probably important that I should learn how to do this because you have rappers that are producers, you got these guys that wear different hats. So, I got into producing using at first it was this one app called it was like Sound Lab or something on the computer. And then I got into it using GarageBand, which I currently use. But yeah, I feel like it's very important for rappers to make their own beats because there's times when you use somebody else's beat. You're gonna have to license that beat, obviously, if you want to hit streaming services, or else if you don't, your song could get taken out. So, and maybe you don't want to pay the extra cash for that. I definitely don't. So I feel like it's very important for artists to make their own stuff. I feel
Yeah,
like,
I am a big advocate, sorry, for that,
mm,
because I'm just like cheap as hell. So
yeah, me too, man. I don't want to
yeah,
spend no money.
like yeah. So honestly, I mean, I definitely see the importance of producing your own work, your own beats, because honestly, bro, as you said, the whole licensing thing, and I get it. Producers trying to eat as well. I
Well, yeah,
completely
obviously.
understand that. I I considered myself a producer first before an artist at
That's
certain
good.
times in my life, right? Until I kind of switched it around because I just saw like people were just moving a certain type of way. Like in my country, sometimes a producer doesn't get that much respect,
Oh
but
yeah,
that's a topic for another day, right? So I just know that like making your own beats, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a plus, honestly. Sometimes sometimes you have sometimes you want to like do something different, bro, and like the beats on YouTube will not be what you want. Sometimes you want to create
yes,
your own sound, and you can't use a pre-made beat for that. You have to sit down through the process of making what you want. And even with the thing you said with licensing, like one thing I'll never have to worry about is somebody telling me, yo, you didn't pay for that beat, or your license is expired. Like I'll never have to worry about that because I make all my beats,
that's good.
so nobody's talking to me. And if I've ever gotten to a point where I'm gonna have to like I can get my music monetized, I don't have to be worrying about, oh, I need to give this producer a cut, which I would not have a problem with.
Yeah.
Everyone's working, they need their pay, but I don't have to worry about that, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah, I mean,
if I at most I'd have to like pay the feature if we've spoken something like that, right? Personally, if one of my songs blow up and I had a feature on it, I'm definitely gonna give them a cut.
yeah,
That
that's
just seems
fair.
like common sense, fairness, right? But like nobody's gonna come and tell me like, bro, that beat, nah, I'm
Yeah,
safe.
yeah, it's
I'm
good.
safe.
Right, and we're back. Man, I don't even remember where we were. But I guess I've asked you of a lot of. Oh wait, no, hold on. I have one more question. I was thinking about this. So what do you feel like your writing process is? Do you feel like it takes you a long time to start writing, or you have it right away?
It depends from song to song. So this is really how my writing process works. Back in the day, I used to I used to write the song first and then try to create a beat around it. Now, I wasn't really so good with music theory, so that proved to be quite difficult.
No,
In terms of like instrumentation, the drums were pretty simple because I had a good sense of rhythm, but like the instruments were pretty hard because I can't really play any instruments, right? I just know a little music theory. So these days, as with most people do now, you get the beat first. So I just create a beat from whatever. If I'm feeling it, I will finish the beat and then I start writing. Now the writing process, it really just depends, man. It really depends. So what I really just start doing, if it starts, it depends on the structure. If it's a song that starts with a hook, the hook generally comes pretty easy to me.
oh
I
yeah,
think I have hooks down really solidly, right? A lot of people have commented on saying, yo, Icy, Your hooks are pretty great. Personally, I think people don't even care about my verses like that.
Oh.
And yeah,
Mm,
sadly. But I think the hooks are pretty simple for me to do. The verses are where it gets complicated. So what I try to do, I mean, if it's a story song, I just simply dedicate each verse to a block. So for example, I have this song in the vault. It's called "Not Really a Fan," right?
mm,
The sentiment of the song is like, yo, is this relation not really relationship, but this dynamic between a friend of mine that I used to have, and I was like, yo, she was always saying like, oh, sometimes I made her feel like she was in the way or whatever. Like personally, I was never annoyed by her, but I don't know. I guess she saw my actions as a different thing. So I'm trying to like,
mm.
so the first one was like from her, me trying to put myself in her shoes and write from her perspective, right?
Oh wow.
So mentioning things about how sometimes she says like, "Oh, I don't really call" or whatever, and that's just a bad habit of me. Like I really
Interesting.
don't call others,
Yeah,
and
I
I
feel
don't
you.
really text. Like if someone texts me, I will. I'm down. I'm not gonna be like having a dry ass conversation. I will contribute, but sometimes I just don't really text people first.
Yeah, either.
um Things like that, and I guess she perceived that as me just not being interested, which it really wasn't. But and then like the second verse, now I blocked it out in my mind, say, okay, this is gonna be from my perspective, saying that if you really saying to that person, like if you felt that way, then I'm kind of glad you left, because now you can get better friends, people will treat you better,
Mm,
and just reminiscing and saying like things could have been differently had I done this or that. So
mm,
that's really the for like a story song that has an overall theme. That's how I separate it. Each verse focuses on one main topic. I had another song like that, I don't even remember the name, but like each verse was like a different it's same one story, one theme, but like each verse was like different experiences exhibiting the same, so that's it. um Really and truly, some I just try to like rhyme normally. I mean, rappers rhyme. Sometimes the rhymes are hard
yeah.
to come by, so I am not gonna like hide, and I do use rhyme dictionaries, but
Yep, me too.
it's really just to look at the word and see, can I like use this word? 'Cause sometimes I don't want to like use the
The same shit over and over
basic.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, bro, so many times I've rhymed like problem with solve them. Like I've been doing that since ninth grade. I need to find another slant rhyme that I can rhyme problem with now. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I will use rhyme dictionaries to do that as well. And sometimes rhyme dictionaries help because you see a word and you're like, okay, how can I use this to make a word play? How can I?
Yeah.
So and it kind of shifts what you were gonna write. Like maybe you're gonna rhyme cat with hat, but like now you see the word bat and you're like, I can make a punchline with that. Whoa, that's rhyme. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
damn, he's spitting
Yeah.
bars too. That's great.
But yeah, but that's the whole vibe. That's really the whole writing process. The hook is pretty easy.
Mm,
And again, I'm really trying to make the verse be relatable. That's where I try to pack the substance in. If it's a verb, like we trying to do like lyrical shit, then I'm trying to wrap the bars in it. Story, you know. So that's my writing process generally speaking. But I have a bad habit of trying to finish too fast. I need to work on this because like I don't know, it's not a race. It really art is not a race.
yeah.
But I'm trying to get this song done, man, because I
Yeah, me
want to
that
hear how
too.
it sounds in the end. Like I can't, bro. When I finish a song, I'm really happy because I'm like, finally, I can record this thing and see if it's actually good. Does it sound good? Does the flow I'm planning to put down,
Mm,
will it actually work?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really try to finish. Sometimes block happens. Well, one thing I've noticed for story songs, blocks really they rarely happen because having to find out like each verse what it's dedicated to, it really makes the process very like
Yeah, easy.
what. Yeah, but what might be the problem is like finishing the verse separately. So maybe verse one has a different topic from verse two. I know what I'll be writing, but it might be hard to stretch out verse one if verse
Mm,
one, like the topic for verse one, isn't so deep or thorough. You understand?
yeah.
So yeah, it's really a lot of layers to it for me. But generally, that's the process. If it's a story song and I have a good grasp on what I'm writing, I'll be doing that really easy. Really, really easy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. You know, I feel like me as an artist, as far as the writing, man, back then it was just it kind of, we kind of wrote the most of. Well, us starting out as rappers, I feel like we've all come across that point where we look back at our old stuff and we hear some of the stuff that we wrote about is just so bad. And but I feel like as you grow as an artist, your writing, you have a tendency to make your writing a lot more clear, a lot more hitting, maybe more emotional and impactful. But with that comes a certain complexity that you have to get adjusted to, because I feel like as you improve, your writing might improve, but it also might get more complex and maybe might be harder to actually start writing. Well, at least for me, because I feel like nowadays I'm not really trying to use the same basic words. Like I'm trying to improve my vocabulary, so I can use these new words that people may have not heard of and go off that to, finish the verse. And like you said, I know I've also used rhyme dictionaries. I've used have you heard of a rhyme zone?
Yeah, that's the main one I use.
Yeah, that's the main
That,
popular
that's the
one, I
goal.
think.
That's the goal.
Yeah, and I feel like when I first started doing it, I thought it was this might be kind of bad and maybe it might be fake of me, but I do it to be able to not get writer's block, to be able to get past this one sentence, get past maybe this one subject in the verse that I'm talking about, just to make it easier to write a full finish off a verse and just to rhyme different words together, because I heard Eminem. A very interesting thing about this dude is that I heard that he reads the dictionary. Like he would spend time reading like a big book of the dictionary, immersing himself in those words and using them for his songs, which I think that's a great idea. I think it's genius. And I try to do that too, just to one, improve my vocabulary, but two, to also make it easier to write. Because I'm finding nowadays that it takes me a while to actually start writing. Like I know what I'm gonna talk about, I got the concept down. But for me, it takes me a while to actually start writing. Because as soon as I finish the first segment, like or a part of the verse, then I find myself, oh crap, now what
Yeah.
do I talk about? So it definitely can get time consuming and kind of difficult
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Two things to add to that. Like I also suffer from this rare disease called first verse syndrome,
Oh
where
man,
where I'm writing a song
yeah,
and the first verse will be pretty dope, but the second verse just feels so underwritten, which is why sometimes I have a tendency to make verses with just one, will make songs with one verse. Now I don't really like that because in modern music, like we've kind of lost the third verse as rappers. Like
oh
how think
yeah,
about it, like how often do you hear a rap song with a third verse?
yeah. It's very
Like
rare.
the only artist that I can think off top that really does that is probably Eminem,
Oh
and I don't even know
yeah,
if he
hell
still
yeah,
does that.
yeah.
Like I was listening like one of his older albums, like almost every song has a third verse,
It's
especially
crazy.
the Eminem show. I think there was one song on it with like two verse.
Mm,
So I don't there's nothing wrong with short songs. I actually love,
yeah,
love, love, love short songs. But sometimes I end up like writing just one verse because I think the second verse just sounds so underwritten, so trash. It
yeah.
it doesn't have like the vibe that was carrying the first verse, somehow it didn't go over, right? Earlier you were saying that you're trying, as you grow, you try to get more complex with it, and
Yeah.
that's true. But it's so weird for me because I also maybe it's a cycle because
Mm,
Earlier on, I used to write very basic, very simple lyrics. And as I grew, I got better. I started making more complex lyrics. But then now I felt like, as you said, you reach a level where you're trying to achieve some this level of complexity where
of course.
you don't know where to start. And then now for me, that causes like a chain reaction where I'm like, wow, this is kind of complex. I don't know where to start. So I start simplifying, right? And then I start writing lyrics that are a bit more simpler, which is something that I there's nothing wrong with simple lyrics,
Yeah, no, but
but I really value complexity,
yeah,
which is why Earl Sweatshirt is one of my favorite rappers. Like, and rappers like that, like they're not just gonna say, "Oh, the ball is blue." They're gonna
yeah.
say the blue colored ball, or so
Blue, yeah, use
they
intricate
play
words and
with
all that.
they play with the words. Like, for example, I was listening to this song by Earl. I don't remember something. He said something about like his 25th trip around the sun. Like yeah, like
What?
he could have just said he was like 25, right?
Oh man, that's
but
crazy.
then
Huh.
but and then when you think about it, like yeah, we're just on Earth. We forgot that we're actually going around the
Well,
sun,
yeah,
you
obviously.
know. So like phrasing simple things with just different perspectives is like something I cherish, but I also struggle with it a lot, you know. Sometimes that's one of the reasons why sometimes songs don't even drop for me, because I
Oh
feel like it's
man,
too simple,
too simple.
and I
Yeah.
hate that. I want to be a bit complex or at least have layers, but sometimes it's just not happening, and I end up going with a simpler route because sometimes simple is really better. Sometimes, sometimes you just need to keep it simple, as my song says, gotta keep it simple.
Yeah,
But I don't know, there's just something beautiful about complexity.
there
And
is. Yeah.
again, reasons why I love Earl and even Lupe. You
Of
see Lupe's
course.
in my
Yeah.
top five. That guy's not simple.
Nope.
So
Not at all.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there definitely is a beauty in complexity. Maybe for like the average hip hop listener that is not super passionate about rap, but still listens to it just to listen to it, they might not like that. They might think it's weird, it's trash, it's stressful to hear. But I feel like for passionate people like me and you that love this genre and that make music for it, I feel like we might actually be intrigued to that because maybe like you said, you don't like sometimes you don't want to keep things simple. Sometimes you want to grow, and maybe reaching that level of complexity, like say Lupe, Earl Sweatshirt, and MF Doom, people that actually reach that level, we might find that to be necessary. Just to maybe give the people something new because I feel like as an
Yeah.
artist, you don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again. People get tired of that. But yeah. Oh, yo, are you
Yeah,
good?
man. Like again, sometimes it's really just good to listen to a song. Like a lot of music. Again, I'm not hating on modern music. I love modern music, but some of these songs, they really don't have that much replay value.
Well, yeah,
So it's
so
really
true.
good when you have a song and it's like you listen it one time and it's like, okay. You listen to it another time and I caught that. I didn't
Oh
catch that the
yeah,
last time. You listen to it again, like, like
yeah,
it's really nice to keep revisiting something and you keep finding something new in it. That is a sign of a well-written song.
of course, yeah,
That's what I think.
yeah. It's definitely always good to make music like that. Things that really touch people and have people going back to it. Cause that's when you know that you're doing something and that you're doing this music stuff right. Yeah, man. But anyway, man, I've asked you a lot of questions, and I usually like to do this with my guests. I don't just like. I mean, obviously it's about you guys. I like asking you guys questions, but I also like it when we have like a fair exchange about it. So do you have
Yeah.
any questions for me?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I should have thought about that before I came onto this. Um,
Yeah.
damn. What can I ask you? I don't know. I really don't know what to ask you.
Yeah, I've done this with all my guests, everybody.
Damn. I don't know. Should I ask you a simple question? I don't even know, man.
If you're trying to
You
keep it
know,
simple.
you you
Oh,
kind of asked me this last time, so I'm gonna flip it on you right now.
really? Okay.
Is is there anyone in the community like you want to make maybe a project with or a song with? Because here's the thing, I've never really done. Have I? I mean, I've attempted, but I've never really done a collab album. You know, like
Damn, that's
two artists
interesting.
on one. So, is there anyone in the community that you would want to do that with, a collab album, or maybe just a single right now? You've never really
Yeah,
worked with them or something. Yeah,
man, that's a great question. Damn, if anything, that's actually the perfect question. Because I've thought I have a couple people in mind. I got you, and I feel like we could make something cool together. Because the collab we did, Shine, that's a that's a fucking amazing collab. And that's probably one of the most popular songs right now. On Spotify and for me. Um, but like the person that I'm really intrigued by and I'm really interested to work with, and I mean I've worked with this person, definitely would have to be Epic Rider. That dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean I've made I made the song one day with him. That's like the only song I have with him. But he has this like production that he's doing with his music now, and it's very interesting. It's like
yeah.
80s type of stuff, and I'm really into that.
Synth pop, yeah,
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 synth.
yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like that Tokyo sound. I'm really intrigued by that, and initially, before I asked you to feature on the EP, he was actually going to be on that song, but
yeah.
he said he was busy with school and he couldn't do it. And I was like, oh, fuck. Um, but yeah, I think now that he's free from school, I would love to work with that man because he's got it. He has that music. He's got that accessible music that, people are intrigued to. And I would love to see what we could possibly create together. I've been thinking a lot about that man. I figured it'd be like something, me maybe rapping, him rapping too, but him doing something with the hook because he's really good with hooks.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
I'm really intrigued by that. That would definitely be the person I would go to for sure. Epic, if you're watching this, man, bro, hit me up, hit me up, man. We gotta do a song together, man. It's been a while, but
I
yeah.
should probably say the same too, because me and Epic, we actually don't have a song, do we? Well, uh we have one song, but
Oh
it's kind of
damn.
like a feature. It was a feature back then. Slick had us on Hail Mary Cypher, but we don't actually have a song like
Oh
together like
yeah,
that,
I get that.
you know. So we
Yeah,
should definitely do that.
yeah, definitely. That dude's very talented. Yeah. Is there any other questions you got for me?
I don't know.
No.
I've been thinking, but I'm blank.
Blank, huh? Yeah. Well, man, um, first and foremost, it was great having you on the show, bro. Like I said, I've been wanting to interview you for a minute, probably since I think the first time I asked you about this was last year in the fall. It was like around November, if I remember clearly. And
Yeah.
I said I was gonna get to it, but I was in a really busy time in my life as far as school and work went, so I couldn't get to it. But yeah, man, I'm just glad that I finally now have time and that I managed to, make it work this time and that we managed to flip the the you know make up for last week, which was my fault.
Yeah, yeah.
But still sorry about that.
That's
But
cool. That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, things always happen, like you said. But yeah, man, I thank you for having you on the show, man. Thank you for coming by, and yeah, I hope that me and you can make more music together. Hopefully in the future, you know,
Definitely.
I hope that you can have time maybe to so we can work again. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
bro. And it was my pleasure coming on to the show, bro. You knew I was a big fan of
Yeah,
the
thank you,
series,
man.
this
Yeah,
interview.
it's definitely. I think it was probably the best decision I've ever made to start doing this. And and yeah, I also gotta thank DJ. Because he kind of inspired me to do this from the start.
Yeah.
He was doing this. I was like, shit. I mean, I could do it too. But yeah, shout out to DJ. Much love to Epic. And just the people that have been supporting me throughout all this time. Yeah, man. Just thank you for hopping out on the show. Yeah, man. Just hit me up for you can even hit me up if you're ever working on some music. I'd be happy to hop into
Yeah.
just to definitely return the favor because you are a pretty good dude, and I respect you immensely. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, man.
Once I fight this writer's block, we'll see what's up.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm always down. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, bro. See ya.
Yeah, bro. Peace.
Peace. All right, guys, that was the interview with Icy Kash. Hope you guys enjoyed, and go show this dude some love. He's a phenomenal rapper and producer. And yeah, this has been the Underdogs, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.